hello and welcome in, friendos. How are we doing? Hope everyone had a good week. If I saw you yesterday, well, hello again. Let's do the things. Hey, Skeletor, thank you so much for the 8 months, dude. You got a dog. What kind of dog did you get? Oh my God. Everybody loves a dog. Hey, Freya, good to see you. An American dingo. Oh man, I have to look it up. I don't think I know what that is offhand. I don't think I know what that is. But hello, friends. Good to see you all. Hello, hello. I hope the week was good. Hope you guys are ready for the weekend. If you do Easter things, I hope all the Easter things are going to be awesome. Unlocked cosmetics in like 10 games. Nice. Yeah, it honestly wasn't that bad. It really was. It didn't take us very long to get to the point where we like unlocked the cosmetic stuff. It wasn't too bad. Yeah. Was going to ask you one of my blood moon luck. I've been going for my APOC 3 recently, and I've gotten 3 blood moons in the last few days. I just got my APOC 3 done today. Nice. I'll take it when I'm playing with Doc because we get a nice big emotional response, and it's kind of a good laugh for everybody. So I'll take it. Hey, Joker, welcome in. Earthling, welcome in. Hello, first timers. Athena, thank you for the 3 months. Cowie, thank you for the 2 months. I see you guys. Dragon, thank you for the 6. Hello, friends. A Doc Moon? We got to come up with a better name than that. We've got to have a better name than that. Hey, Lodge. It feels like they shortened the goal. You mean the main goal or the cosmetic one? The reason it feels like they shortened the goal is because it's ×2 XP and all that jazz. So, yeah. Muted? No, you are. Check your volume. Check your volume. I don't know how to say volume with that. I don't know. Moondock Saints. Yeah, there you go. Dude, that's such a good movie. I haven't seen that movie in ages. Boondock Saints, it's one of the best. I love it. From beginning to end, that movie is so good. It was a firefight. Giles, thank you for the 23 months. Juju. Oh, it's one of the best. I love it so much. Second one, it's fine. I don't know. It looked weird. The one guy looked like he had like a shit ton of Botox. It was weird. Yeah. Almost a whole year. Thank you for being almost a whole year. What the hell? That says 20 months, Juju. What the hell? Thank you for being a safe space. I come and chill the last 20 months. I appreciate the absolute heck out of it. Oh, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Oh, Norman Reedus is great. Yeah. That whole movie was so good, though. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you. The personal goals. I feel like I'm flying through them faster than the winter. Oh, you mean just in general? Oh, they could have. Yeah, the amount of points needed. Retro Room is looking snazzy. Oh, you like it? Yeah, I want to do a lot more like posters and all that jazz. I just wanted to get the bones, the base of it built up. So I got all my shelves up and I've got all my stuffs. I need to get a actual TV stand of some kind, not using a crappy old table that we have that works for now, but it's a heavy TV, man. I got to be careful, SpongeBob. Yeah. Lizard, thank you for the biddies. Dragon, thank you for the biddy. Hello, friends. So we're going to start off the day with Phasmo, and we're going to kind of grind for the trophy a little bit, see how long or how much we're moving in our progress to see if it's going to take a long time. Well, we're going to check out some stuff today that I haven't had an opportunity to check out. I don't know if Grafton... I don't know if Grafton is an event map right now, but if it is, we're going to look at stuff because I haven't had a chance to actually look at it. All right. We've already heard this song. Hold on, please. There we go. Haven't played fast since before the event. It's not giving me the community badges. If you went in and you don't have them, I would restart your game. Manifest a blood moon. What do we need a blood moon for? Hi, Frog. Doing good. How are you? Are we pushing tier 3? Are we pushing tier T3 what? I don't know what I'm on. I'm going for either the 3rd or the 4th. I don't remember. Haven't been able to find the minions. Oh, they're not that hard to find. Yeah, they're not going to be in every single nest, but you can definitely find them. Have you seen the new badge? I have seen the new badge. I was going to bring that up. I have seen the badge. Where is it? We got alerted about it. Hold on. I definitely want to make sure to show you guys, because I'm sure that there's people in here that haven't seen it, because, you know, I don't expect people to just be living online nonstop. Let's see. Game announcements. I'm going to the Phasmo channels right now. They announced this elsewhere. Did they announce it on X? Did they announce it there too? B, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. Pushing for tier 4 trophy. I might be. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. Yeah. They did announce it on X. We'll pull it up here in a second. They did. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to show too. Just because it made my little retro heart happy. If any of you guys pay attention to anything retro online, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's also in the Discord, correct? Yeah. Not everybody has Discord though, and going to X to see something is definitely not a difficult thing to do. So I want to make sure to show it. Yeah. Well, the Funko thing, but also this. So we're not effing shoes right now. We're not effing shoes. Thank you. Oh, what is that of the community train? Ooh, emotes get passed out. You got the badge too. You got the badge too. Badge 2. What? All right, let's go make sure we're live everywhere so that we're ready to go. Okay, that's good. All right. So for those of you that have not seen it, Phasmo made an announcement that they are going to be a part of the Galaxy Spring show. They'll be a part of the Galaxy show on Twitch. This is happening on April 16th at 8 p.m. BST. Now, with this, there is a drops badge. The only way to get this badge is by watching that stream for we don't know how long. We're not exactly sure. We don't have a time frame yet. I'm trying to get some details about that right now. The badge looks sick. The badge looks awesome and it makes sense. And the Galaxy thing, love it. Love everything about it. Love it. And it's easy enough. You just watch the stream. I'm very curious as to what this is for. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is that we watch this stream for a certain amount of time and we get a badge. That is the only time you earn this badge. You cannot get it any other way. This is so far the shortest Twitch drop watch one with, how do I word this? So far, this is the shortest campaign for a Twitch drop we've seen in Phas, where it's only going to last for that stream and that's it. So have a computer ready to rock, open up the stream and just have it open somewhere and just earn. Yeah. Ground, think of the biddies. Lizard. Thank you. So we'll see. Enchanted, good to see you, friend. What up, Dave? Yeah. So this is happening on April 16th, 8 p.m. BST. Okay. I wanted to make sure that we brought attention to that. And if you're confused as to where to go, twitch.tv/Galaxies Show. Now, they do advertise it on YouTube, missingthe.com, but obviously you can't get the drop from there. So you need to only focus here. Hopefully it's not far, far away. So there's 50 plus exclusive new trailers happening for this. Phasmo must be in there somewhere for something. So I think our only assumption is that it has something to do with the characters. That's the only new thing that we have coming soon, right? So we'll see. But we have that. And then also they did a teaser where they were teasing about a new U2's collab. This is definitely better than a character customization release date. Can't wait. Baron? We had talks with him. We had talks with him about his about his public display about what he thinks about certain parts of the game. And Chinggis and I both were like, you've got to chill. You've got to chill. And he's like, I swear I will. I promise I will. And then he posts a video where he's like, here's the most exciting new thing in Phasmo. And it was about the Easter event. This man, he's got lots of funnies. I'll give him that. But they posted this teaser of it, and then they just straight up posted it the following day. So U2's is partnering up with Phasmophobia to come out with this. Do I think that this should be one of the first? Is this the first U2's that they have ever done? Who else but Baron? I know. We've accepted who he is at this point. That's fine. Pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this being the first one. The first one being the Easter event ghost model. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It looks cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'll give it that. The question is, will you be getting one? Probably. Yeah. Krampus would be sick. It makes sense to advertise what's going on right now with this. It goes on sale, what, April 7th? So, I mean, that makes sense. It's literally during the event. It's Toothy McToothface, correct. With a mask on that we are able to earn. It is a cosmetic we are going to be able to get this mask and wear in game whenever they do the character customization stuff. Pam isn't their own asset. Well, they redesigned her to be this. They redesigned her into this. Yeah, so Patient 07. Oh, wrong screen. Okay, we're good. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Maul, I'll think of it as 7 months. Combat King, hello. Yeah. So if you collect any U2s, I have 0. I have no U2s. I've seen some and I've thought about getting some. I'll probably get this one. It's recommended for ages 15 and up. What do 14-year-olds do with these? What the hell? Any other news? Are we missing anything else? Nothing quite like camping. Okay, great. All right, that's it. And then there's this. Have you guys seen this? For any of my retro lovers, the Weather Channel has come out with it's not even an extension. It's just a part of their website where you go to the retro, whatever it's called, and it will literally display your local weather like it was in the 90s. Like when I say like it was the 90s, I mean like it will display your current weather right now, but it will show it like it's a 90s program. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to mute the music. Hold on. So I have it set for New York City for right now, but let's do this. I think I have it muted. Oh no, wrong site. Dude, the music is so good.
Your local 36-hour forecast from the Weather Channel.
I love it so much. They need a volume slider on this bitch. Oh my God. Seductive weather. But yeah, look, it shows the time, the dates, local forecast, the wind, tomorrow night. It shows you the upcoming week. I love it so much. I need you to understand. Okay, hold on. We're gonna mute the website with the music on. So I need you to understand. I am like this close to getting another little CRT that I can keep in my room somewhere, and then feed this to that CRT and just have it on all the time. Yeah. Hi, Coach. Oh, it's so great. If they get rid of this, I'm going to be so sad. This is such a great idea, and I love it so much. I used to watch the Weather Channel like a TV show. There's another thing that's kind of like this, but it came out before this, I think. Yeah. Smooth jazz in your local weather, unstoppable. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. So There we go. There's the Weather Channel thing. I had to bring that up. I also had to make sure to bring up the Phasmo YouTube's collab and also the Twitch drop that's going to be happening on the 16th. So April 16th. This is going to only happen on the Galaxy whatever Twitch page. What was it called? Galaxy's Show. Twitch.tv/Galaxy's Show. As we get closer, I'll put up something for it just to make it a little bit easier for everybody to find it. All right, let's open fast. Let's do the things. Hi, Kidzone. How are you, friend? That's where I'll view my weather from now. Hell yeah. Put retro weather on your retro rewind TV. Oh, yeah. Oh, I should. But here's the issue. Here's the problem. It's a video. It's not, I mean, I could record it. What you have in retro rewind is a video, not a, you can't do a live feed. Unfortunately, you can't, which sucks. Listening in as I scan in racks at work. Oh, let's go. All right. Oh, I'm set to Lethal Company, aren't I? There we go. That should fix it. How's Mrs. Flash? She's good. She went to go hang out with a friend tonight, but she should be coming back home soon. Yeah. Yeah. Showed it to my dad and he was like, thanks for making me feel older. Yeah, but it's such a great feeling, man. I love it. I love it. Don't think I've ever watched you on the tubes. Well, welcome over, friend. Hello. I am live there. I'm live everywhere. You name it. How's Josie? Ever so sleepy, as always. Our sweet little Joes. Is she gonna play Phaz anytime soon? That I don't know. That would have to be some sort of a goal, because just asking her to play, she's gonna tell me no. But if I force her to play via gold, then she'll probably do it. All right, so we've unlocked our personal stuffs for this. We've already gotten the Cursed Hollow cosmetic goal met. Now we just have to wait for them to actually release the custom character models, and then we can actually get it. I'm at 47.5 on my trophy upgrade. 47.5. So we're going to see what we can do. Marital manipulation. I mean, listen, to be fair, she does it this direction all the time. So I think it's only fair that I also get a say in it. Community goals done, and I've not hitting the ID card. What? Hey, Socio, what's up, friend? Hope you're doing good. Hope the games treat you well today. Me too, man. Wait, what are my maps? Do you guys, should we start off strong? I kind of think we should. Or just get it out of the way, because I have not done a official hunt on Grafton yet. And I've heard stuff. I've also heard things. Yeah. Oh, my Atlanta. Is Grafton still broken? From what I've heard. So we're going to go find out. Tips are completing the weekly challenge at Ridgeview. Doing it when it's event map and then not going for the jackalobes at all, you'll be able to see better. Broken? Yeah. Oh, there's also, do you guys want to see something else first though? Can I please show you something else? I have to show you this for the sheer sake of educating the masses. Okay. Ridgeview, as the way the hold. As of right now, April 3rd, 2026, it is impossible to get a perfect game at Ridgeview. Literally impossible. You cannot get a perfect game right now. Do you want to know why? Let's talk about it. Miss Hightower, thank you for the 9 months, friend. Oh, there's no bone? Oh no, there's a bone. Oh, there is a bone. Let me go show it to you. Yeah, allow me to go show you where the bone is. So also, by the way, the event is not on this map right now. Okay. So we go downstairs. Let's see, where's my video camera? Okay, so we go to this wall over here. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, there it is. That's why you can't get a perfect game right now. Do you know where that is? That's under the porch. The bone on Ridgeview spawns there every single time right now. Pretty sure that that is the like 0-0 spot of the map, and that's like the default spawn. Obviously the bone doesn't spawn there, it spawns in the map normally, but it's there right now. You're blind, you can't see it. I could do it again and again until we have a easier bone to see. You see it right there? When I look certain directions, it goes away. See it there? See it? That's the bone. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna have to start digging, I guess. So it's literally impossible to get a perfect game here. Impossible. Until they fix it. So we now got 2 maps janked with a bone. Oh, you think we only have 2 maps janked with a bone? Oh, you sweet soul. Oh, let's go find the 3rd.
Welcome back.
So if we go to Grafton. Oh, your innocence. Oh, okay. Wait, why is it raining? I thought I had to set this up. Oh, it's an event map. It's automatically gonna, oh yeah. So I haven't done a full play of the Grafton event map yet. However, from what I've been told, was I told that the bone spawns here somewhere? Is that correct? Was I told that the bone spawns here? Yes. Where does it spawn? Does it spawn here or does it spawn further down? The room past the kitchen earlier today? The room past the kitchen. Oh, is this one not broken? I was told the bone spawns in the same spot every time here. It might not. And if not, that's wonderful, because that's one less thing. You couldn't find it. It wasn't there for you yesterday when you played? Then I got nothing. Saw the ghost thing with Doc and Chiba the other night. The ghost thing with Doc and Chiba. Right below where the breaker box can spawn. Oh, is that where you found yours? Is the sunny bone still broken? I think so. So you found yours there. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe the event fixed it, maybe. I think you saw it in the living room, unless it was the lamp. It might have been the lamp. I just see the lamp. I don't see the bone. Bone spawns right in front of the front door in the foyer. Ghost is broken. Oh yeah, see, so I don't see the bone here. Here, let me set this game up so the ghost can hunt, because I'm gonna show why we might not be able to play through Grafton today. Okay. Ghost, friendly ghost off. I think I have all cursed possessions, which I need. Yes, we need. All right, let's go to Grafton. All right, I need this, and I don't even know. I guess we'll bring a smudge. You died yesterday in Grafton? Well, we're gonna find out what happens. This is a test. All right, see, I have no bones spawning here for me, so I don't know what's up with that. But I did hear about something in here, and we're gonna see it happen ourselves. You little bastard. Is this because it's on the event map when it shouldn't be? I mean, it started hunting the second I went to light the last candle. That's what just happened. God dang it. You little shit, you just ruined my fun. It has to not be an event map. Ah, okay. All right. Now, is the bone spawn in the front the same thing? Where whenever it's not an event map? Is the speed up in your custom? It is. It is. It's purposely higher. Yeah. Probably. Okay. All right. Well, anywho, then I guess we'll go take a look at Grafton whenever it's not event map. Yeah, I've heard stuff. Oh, I'm like, as in we'll take a look and see what's happening. Why is it broken? Yeah. I got the 30 Huntsman Grafton wasn't an event. I just stood there. Oh my God. What are we testing? I just wanted to see what I've been hearing about with Grafton being really busted right now. Same with Ridgeview and the bone in the living room. Wait, oh, yeah, right. Well, but with Ridgeview, that's only when it's an event map, right? Ridgeview's not like that when it's not an event map, right? Because the bone is, I think the bone is, I assume any time, but maybe it is when it's not an event map, right? Got a natural blood moon on Grafton today. Totally had a doc moment. Oh no. Hey, what's up, Rogue? Good to see you. Hello, friend. Okay. Fixed Maple, broke Grafton. Well. Oh, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I was kind of waiting until after we did all the testing. We're actually playing. Yeah, thank you. Had a game at Willow where the truck was... Oh, yeah, I've heard that too. Socio's also had that. I have not had that happen yet. Nope, not a single time. We'll start on Tanglewood today. Not a single time has the truck been missing for me, and I don't know why that happens. I got nothing. Yeah, Mayor, what I've been doing too is I've been having it like locked and loaded, like ready to go. What happened? Oh, which part? Which part, coach? All right. Let's see how many points we get from one game of Nightmare and how much this moves our trophy upgrade. Yeah? Let's see. The entire game. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I had a bone spawn inside of a toilet in Tanglewood. You never changed your title? What? Yes, I did. Upgrading my Cursed Hollow trophy? Is that not what the title says? Thanks, Kinetic. Yeah. It just seems so windy. It says that. Oh, okay. Ninja, it's possible if you left my stream open by chance from the last time, you might need to refresh because it might not have changed on your screen. That might be what's happening. Could you check the side of the truck? Which side? This side? This side? I can't really see this side that well. What are you looking for? Anything in particular? It's another 200 points to upgrade your trophy if it's on 0%. Okay. Hey, FNAF dude. How do I get loads of Cursed Hollow points? Because I'm not getting many. How many are you getting? The side facing the house looks dark. Oh, well, it definitely looks dark in comparison to this. But I mean, I think this is more realistic than this because there's no light illuminating to make this lit up, but this is lit up when it shouldn't be. It's the same concept of... It's the same concept of this. There's zero reason why that clipboard should be lit like that, but it is. Yeah. It's like that. That's all. Do I know why you're not getting the badge? Do I know why you're specifically not getting it? No. No. If you're not earning the badge in game, then you might want to restart your game. If that's not working, I would go to the Phasmo Discord. Hi, Norm. What are you doing, big guy? I haven't talked to him forever. Oh, what? Oh my God. Did you just see me go to open the door left to right? All right, well, that's all I needed. Bye. What the hell? Norm, get in there. Tell me what you see. Norm's ready to celebrate Easter. So is Norm the official Flash mascot? I don't know if he's the official mascot, but he's definitely one of our team. Yeah. Can I help you train for APOC 3? No. because I don't do enough APOC 3 to train somebody. If you're looking for someone to train you, you're going to have to do a little bit of searching. There are some people that do it, that do coaching. I don't know if they're asking for paid services or not, but if you just want to watch somebody do APOC 3, some good peeps to watch are like Leona, Justly, Nuka Dave. They're wonderful peeps that do a lot of very high level gameplay. Man, I tell you, the only downside, yes, it's great being able to see more of the house because of the Easter event. It's... Oh, you pooped in the... Yeah, I can't see a damn thing. Like, if I'm looking for orbs, they're nothing. I can't see anything. Stop it. What the... Excuse me. Hey. Let me play... What the hell is going on here? Just holding you record. That's what I just tried to do. I literally was just holding record. I was hoping it would do something. I used the record button to find orbs. Yeah, because even if you go in here and do it like this. Cool. Just hope that they pass some sort of a dark spot. You little sneaky mother. Okay. Well, we got dots. Let's do this, do this, do this. We want to figure out what it is first. Question, from watching you play with Doc so much, does he have a tube? He does have a tube now. I don't know his official channel name. I'm going to have to look it up because he just made one. For sure. I will definitely check and get back to you though. Gamer, thank you for the 7 months. Been a while for, been away for a while. Adopt a new kitty. Oh my God, you named it Banjo. Did you name it Banjo because of Banjo and Kazooie? Because if you did, you're a legend. Or if you can play banjo, that's also legendary. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Spirit box seems pretty responsive. What did... I heard that. What? Oh, I see what happened. It literally flipped the switch in here. Oh. We have UV. That's what it... Bro, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, fuck you. I'm gonna go get another one. It's gone. Whatever, it's fine. I'll get the other one. God dang it. Into the Shadow Realm. What did I do wrong? Gosh dang it. Furious, hello, how are you? Beautiful name for the moment right now. Beck, how are you? Nice job, Flash. What did I do? I literally threw it in the air and it said nope. All right. And then you fart on me, you sick, sadistic bastard. Okay, what are my objectives? How do you lose it? I don't know. Hi, Marissa. How are you? Banshee, Goryo, Bombo, Phantoms. I don't know if we've seen dots in person. That's a tough sell. We're gonna have to go back in and see. Crystal, thank you for the year. Finding all the features. I freaking guess, man. I'm gonna double smudge this and bring in a photo camera. Haven't played yet. Is it fun? I mean, it's fine. I think the only issue we're having, because like the event itself I like, but there's a lot of bugs that are happening recently and it's making it a little bit rough. Yeah, bruh, indeed. Gotcha. 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 Well, fine then. I'll stay out here. A-hole. Everything's broken with Easter update. Well, it's just... It's... Unfortunately, it's stacking. And I think that's where we get to a place that makes it a little bit rough. Especially replayability, because you get frustrated very easily when ghosts are not acting normal. Everything seems weird. The maps are kind of messed up. Like there's a lot of the bone spawns are all getting jacked up. Like it's stacking. I think that's the everything is broken everywhere. If you poop in the sink one more time, I am calling your parents. Oh, the second I walked in, this happened. Literally opened the door, turned. Yeah. All right. Escape and cleanse. Well, we'll do both of those at the same time whenever it tries to hunt. I have not seen dots because I don't have dots available. Do I have my photo camera? All right. Just in case it events, so we can do a check for a phantom. How do you get the paw badge for Twitch? There is no Twitch paw badge. What do you mean? That's $5. We'll get rid of that. Might get a ghost photo. Yeah, there is. What Twitch paw badge? If you're talking about the one that I did on that one single day, that's not available. What badge? The one you did. Oh, it was available just for one day because unfortunately I didn't want to confuse people in thinking that there was some drop that was happening for the Easter event, so I'd stopped it. Yeah. Try to find the bone on Point Hope. That's your first mistake. Listen, if I run into the bone, cool. If I have to go search for it, nah, I'll pass. Oh yeah, you cut the power. That's a no for me, dog. Shit. Oh, I heard one of them. The amount of money you get for the event is amazing. I went from level 60 to 90 in 2 days. That is nice. The double XP, double money is really nice. Okay, that's cool, but I do need you to show up. Oh man, there's no way. Looking for Goryo dots like this? Like, this is unfair. Oh, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Delicious. Yummy. You don't find the bone at Point Hope. The bone finds you. Was that me? Did you not hear you? Coach, do you not realize how many blurps of you there are? There's a lot. Phantom. You don't steal at least one shark from Point Hope. Are you really playing? See, we say that with the sausage. You need to steal a sausage. Okay. So this is not going to be fun. Okay. The speed sounded normal. The blinkies. I guess I'm gonna have to do like a Banshee check. That's the only way I can really think of to do it. Yeah. Hazy Lynn, welcome in. Coach, there's so many. Played Grafton, tried out the event. So buggy, I posted on X to see and bring him to the attention. Also played Tanglewood for the event. Found the ghosty room and then got. Wait, got me so damn quick. Oh my God. I might need you to tag me in your post so I can see it. Because I was gonna show it earlier, but I realized that I have the event and I can't. The ghost name, Michelle Dixon. So it can be a Banshee. Maybe we try this. Put you there. Put you there. Don't eat that yet. Don't do it. Okay. You had a double golden bunny. I haven't seen a single one. Nope. Everyone else is stealing them. Was there orbs? No, there's not going to be orbs because I'm playing on Nightmare. I have 2 pieces of evidence, so I'm not going to get a third because I already have dots. All right, let's bring those 2 and this. What up, little bro? How are you? Mayor showed me the page with all the burps. There's a lot. Oh my God. You see the umbrella? All right, there's a bite. You haven't made Norm talk either, which I'm sure makes Norm very depressed. What is wrong with you? Oh, real cool, dude. You little son of a bitch. I kind of want to smudge it, but I don't know where it is. Hold on. Okay. That'll buy me 90 seconds. Michaela, think of it at 35 months. All right, that'll buy us 35. Now I can take this and this. I can take this and put it over here. Take this, put it over there. And then I can open the door. Then we can check. One golden bunny and Nels didn't give you time to watch Dusty's trail. Oh, that's just mean. Hey, Shorty, thank you for the prime. It's not funny. No, we are not. You sick bastards. You love that one. You have to understand, half of these I made. Hey Pickles, how are you? It's the little things in life you treasure, you know? I'm watching a friend stream and they say something ridiculous and I just clip it and then I make it into a thing. What are you going to... I made both of those. Would you knock it off? It's about to hunt. It's literally about to hunt. Love the blurps. They're hilarious. Aren't they so funny? At first, I thought I had a long roam from a banshee, and now I'm not even sure. I should definitely play multiplayer after this. No. You're gonna hunt from right there, you little shit. Hey, Rogue, how are you? I just have to cross off Banshee because I can't see the Goryo dots. I can't. Cool. Here the sick little bastard comes. I could try, I guess. I may have been overserved wine. You're not supposed to chug it. I don't know of a way to make it darker for it to see dots. Have you tried giving it uppies? That's not going to solve any of my problems. I need to find a way to darken this room. How do I do that? Because there's so much light in here. Let's look at that. I can't see shit. Unless, like, maybe I get lucky. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Maybe this is the way. Let's do this. Let's go get our crucifix. I don't think I have any smudges. Oh, whatever. It'll be fine. This is the closest I got. I can't make it any darker than this. Oh, that's true. It doesn't even need night vision. That's a good point. Is it walking around over here, though? I've got a smudge there. Cute. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Don't count me. Hey, Cat, thank you for the 5 months. Hello, friend. Now we play the waiting game? Yeah, literally. Tiffany, thank you for the super chat. I did not set a timer for this, so this will be spicy. We've got it. I've got to say Goryo. This is stupid. This is really dumb. I'm trying to be as far away as I can so the ghost will actually do dots. F you. You're a banshee. I hate your face. We're leaving. We're out of there. Tiffany, thank you. Cat, thank you for the 5 months. On your way to bed. But want to say hi. Hi, Rain. How the hell are you, friend? Yeah, let's go for it. You better be right. Or else Rain is going to smite thee. That's what's going to happen. Coco, did you get, what the hell? Gifted to Coco? What the hell?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Funsies. It was a Goryo. So a nightmare game where we got all our objectives and I did zero of the jackalopes. I got 23 points. I think that's not bad. That ain't bad at all. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to Grafton. Oh God.
All right. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly.
Had a game where I died in a closet with someone and they asked me mid-hunt, will the ghost know where I am if I take a photo of it?
Be linked to a cursed object.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Yikes. That's an uh-oh. That's an uh-oh. Taught you so much. Love the stream. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let's go. 7.3 thousand. Yeah, XP and money. Yeah, it's double for the first week. For the first week of the event, it's all doubled. Yep. Double it. Pass to the next person. All right, do this. Give me this. Give me this. Let's go. Because like you can go and get the bunnies if you want to, but it's not a requirement. I think that is probably one of the things I really don't like about the community events is that they've set it up to where you can contribute to the event without having to do anything related to the event. You just play the game, you hunt the ghosts, you get the objectives, and you get points. Why is that different than any other time that we're hunting? But if you have to go get the jackalopes, if you have to go get the boxes, whatever, the musical boxes during the, like, it would make sense. But right now you just play the game and you're contributing. The bunnies ain't mandatory to get? No, not at all. I could go in here, do one objective and leave and get points. What are my objectives? Capture a photo of the ghost, capture a video of the ghost, witness a ghost event. What if I walk in and get evented on? I'll leave right now. Oh, it's a good thing it's not raining and loud or anything. Tiffany, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. And Chaotic Shark, I see you, friend. Oh, thank God that's here. CD. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What? 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 Hello? Did I not What? Oh, was it this door? Did you touch this? CDP, thank you so much, friend. Appreciate the subs. Thank you. Oh, you're here, you little booger. Found you. It's on the floor. At least it's not a blood moon. Still have yet to get a natural blood moon at this map. Has not happened. Nope. Nope. All right, try to be quick about this. We have ads trying to make their way, so I'm going to see if we can do this quickly. Quickly. Shooby-doo-doo-be-doo-doo-wah. Hey, Backwood, how are you? Orbeez. Nice. Ditskis. Book. Maybe a Doc could cure that problem. I should just pick a day where it's just me and Doc playing nothing but Grafton. I bet you I'll get a blood moon at that point. Guarantee. I kind of don't want these just yet. Let's bring this, and this. Shayna, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you. Simply welcome and how are you? It's the Doc curse. It really is. Oh, this fan is off. That's why it's hot. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Nothing. Check over here. Georgia, thank you for the gifted subs, friendo. Thank you. What I'm hearing is a Doc Flash collab day and you play Phas until you get a blood moon on Grafton specifically. But imagine we go to do that and we're not going to get a blood moon. It just won't happen. All right, I need a photo and also said video. I'm going to grab an extra. And no, we'll make use of our items. We'll try. Great 12-hour stream. Nothing but Grafton. Do you think that they'll ever change Grafton? I mean, this is the reworked Grafton. I think the only thing they're going to change is fixing like cosmetic issues, like the way the lighting looks in some places or blah, blah, blah. But I think when they upgrade their Unity engine, it's going to change a lot of things. Blurp is getting a workout today. What evidence do we have? We have orbs, and that is it. Just have orbs. I'm gonna go up here and turn this light on, though. Why are all the reworked maps so dark? Really, Grafton is, I think, the culprit. That's super, super dark. Still not. It's also not very active. Like, it's not doing a lot with me here. I don't know. Okay. So let's do this. Let's put this down. Put that there. We'll throw our smudge there. Let's go get motion sensors. Hey, what's up, horror guy? Binge the channel like crazy. I appreciate you. Found the original Grafton was super dark as well, so it kind of makes sense. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. I think people thought it was way better though, because it was less chaotic. There was less stuff in the house. It was easier to guide yourself through. So people just aren't used to it is all. That's the main thing. All right, it's not messing with the writing book. We're not getting dots. Interdastings. Can a mimic throw fake orbs with only 2 evidence? Can a mimic throw fake orbs? You mean, can it show fake orbs with only 2 evidence? So the mimic will show orbs at all times. Whether you are playing on professional or you are doing a custom no evidence, the mimic will have orbs because they're not real evidence. It's a fake evidence, and that's why it'll show. All right, you are being a little bit more active, which, I mean, you can't be a shade. Let's do this instead. Yeah, let's do this. What a weirdo. What a weirdo with a beardo. All right, there's an EMF. It's not an EMF 5. It's not messing with the writing book at all. Let's go get the other one. Did you just call yourself weird? I'd rather be weird than normal. Normal sucks. Do you not get bored of playing the game? If I got bored of playing the game, I wouldn't play it. I used to love it and I played every day, but I got bored pretty quickly. And you moved on to another game. Right. I think anybody, if they get bored of a game, would stop playing it. I'm not bored. I still enjoy it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Call yourself weird all the time, as you should. Let's bring another smooge. We'll bring in one of these, and maybe it'll actually do something. Not getting the second one. Oh, ads are playing. Oh, shit. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. Waiting for ads. Okay. We'll wait here at the front door. We wait. Being weird's fun. I do not like Point Hope. If I don't find the ghost room by the 4th floor, I leave. I think that that's okay. Yep. If I go, typically if I find the ghost above the bedroom, I'm like, that's enough for me. Played the event in Point Hope yesterday in the Gold Bunny twice. Oh my God. No gold bunnies for me. Not yet. Been trying. We've been trying. Wasn't sure if you were talking about you were the ghost. Oh, well, the ghost doesn't have a beard. I've gotten bored of Phas for a bit. I tried Demonologist and found that I kind of enjoyed it in a different way than Phas, and that's totally fair. I think that's why a lot of us, you'll find us playing different games, trying out different things, just depending on when it is or what's happening with Phas, because we don't want to get burnt out. Yeah. Last run of Point Hope, my bestie and I had the ghost on top floor. I just saw that. I'm going to wait to mark that until we get back. This little ass hat. This little jerkhole. I saw that. Me and some friends played Burgle and Gnomes. Oh, I can't wait for that game to get a full release. Oh, we're going to play that for sure. You better believe it. Top floor Revenant haunts me. Oh my God. Gonna play Phas tonight with friends who got me to buy. Gonna play Phas tonight with friends who got me to buy the game in the first place. One hasn't. Oh, played it over a year. Oh. Now I understand what you're saying. That was really throwing me off. Good night, Supersonic. Have a good one. Burgle and Gnomes is good stuff. All right, 50 seconds and we'll go back in. 50 seconds, friends. 50 seconds. Yeah, I was a little confused. I was like, but you already own that. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Rafa. Hello, sir. It's weird that I got the exact same objectives. Oh, it's me in the same map, AO. We'll wait and see, friends. Pure Solar, thank you for the follow. Malik, welcome in. Whiskey Fox, hello. Jennifer, thank you for the follows. Alien Isolation, I would look into it. I would think about it. I just have 500 games I want to play that are like on the list of things. Yeah. Got you through the last of your shift. Let's go. All right. Ads are just about done, so we'll go ahead and switch back over. They're just about finished. Do I ever play Phas with fans? Yeah, I usually do like a viewer game a month, typically. We have one coming up soon. I forget what days we said. I think I said next week, possibly either Wednesday or Friday. So we'll see. All right. So there was a quick ad break, and in said ad break, I did get the other piece of evidence. I saw dots. It would be nice if while we're here, we can see it again. But I did see it. Can you show it so we're not a liar? Hello? I'll just burn this bitch to the ground by throwing that out here. All right, so there, so you see it there. Let me move these a little closer. Move these a little closer. What do I do to not get drained or bored of a game? Change the way I play the game. If I'm really invested in wanting to play the game more, but I don't want to be bored, I change the way I play or what I do. If you're doing the same repetitive thing over and over and over again, you're going to inevitably get bored. Yes, there is a little bit of responsibility on the game itself, keeping it entertaining, but there's also responsibility on you doing things outside of the norm and not doing the same thing for 1,000 hours. If you just play on intermediate for 1,000 hours, you're like, God, I'm just getting so tired of this, then do something else. No one's forcing anyone's hand here. I like Grafton. I just like other maps better. Me too. I think I would have to agree with that statement. This ghost is not going to show dots again, is it? I swear to you, I promise, I synced them. It's just not showing them again. So this is a hashtag trust me breath. Banshee, Raiju, Thay, Yokai, Yurei. All right. I could try to do a Banshee test. I could go in here with a parabolic or with a sound recorder. Yokai, Yurei, Raiju. We're gonna have to wait for a hunt to try to hear the speed. So what I could do is I could go find the cursed object. Go find the cursed and then go from there. Ooh, the name of the ghost. Katiana. Katiana. All right, no paw. Boner jam. What the hell? I have seen the new Backrooms trailer. I have indeed. I'm excited for it. Franklin? Ah, there's our boy. There he is. Hi, Frank. You want to go in here? Want to go in here? Have fun? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Let's go up here. I love Sunny Meadows. Said no one ever? Sunny Meadows is the best large map there is. What do you mean? I do love Sunny Meadows. God, the lighting is shit. All right. The fucking chair. Radioactive. I'm gonna leave a smudge here. All right. Hi, Mr. Song. How are you, sir? Let's get a parabolic microphone. You like you a glowing chair? Give me that. Hopefully the speed will give this little booger away. I am going to need to move those crucifixes though. Wait, your chair doesn't glow. I know. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. Hey, what's up, Unsalted? Oh God. How's my Friday? My Friday was good. How was yours? I will put you there. I'll put you there because I need to move the crucifixes. I'm going to sneeze. Feel it. I know. I felt it coming, but I stopped myself. Where's my other crucifix? There it is. We'll take him upstairs. And then if it decides to roam upstairs and try to eat our face, well, then we're protected. But mainly this is so that we can poke Frank and we can hear the ghost. What is the Cursed Hollow map cycle for the day? It is Grafton, Tanglewood, and I don't remember what else. All right. Nothing right now. Let's give it a poke. Sounds pretty normal. I'd say no Raiju, no Thay for sure. Why is it high pitch on the parabolic? I don't know. Why is the EMF 5 high pitch in the sound recorder? I don't have answers for you. Okay, so this really sucks, and I'll explain why. It's not a Raiju, it's not a Thay. I don't think it's a yokai, but there's a chance that that was a scuffed test, and that it was coming that way anyway. I can't really check for a Yurei in a room that has no doors unless it decides to actually shut the front door. Ask it nicely. Shut the mother. Bless you. Relentless, thank you for the biddies. What's the deal with What's the deal with the ghost? Yeah. I also don't think that was it. And the house is falling off. Why do I feel like I used to be able to look through this? Like that wasn't blocked like that. I don't know. That's weird. Really weird. Oh, yeah, I know how clean it is. I know. Isn't that so nice? I know. Well, I put all the crap there that I need to figure out where it needs to go. But the rest looks good, though. It is my Monica, but it's an open Monica closet. Like, nobody's hiding. Yeah, everything's dusted. Everything looks great. I need to do the desk a little better, though. Beans are organized. My Hot Ones stuff is there. I have toilet paper just in case bad things happen. Love you. Except I have to blow my nose. I don't have any tissues right now. Hi, Dorito. Okay, so I think of the biddies, man. Okay. Real mature. No, I literally wiped off everything in here, and she was like, "Look how clean it is." I know. TP in case of the droopy poopies. All right. I mean, what are the odds of a Yurei, you know? Why is the parabolic good for the Sunny Meadows? I've been hearing this everywhere. So do you know what the parabolic is used for? Let's walk out here. If you're a Yurei, you're supposed to shut this door. One of my favorite things about the games, your games, it's always on cue. You're like, only have one evidence, you get more evidence. I know, I don't know. The perfect timing is unexplainable. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it happens, man. I got nothing. It's throwing a lot. Could it be a Pulte? I just joined. No prior knowledge. No, you're fine. It's not a Pulte. We have Banshee, Raiju, Thay, Yokai, Yurei. We're saying more than likely not a Yokai, although I could test for this again because I did hit my walkie and it came to me from a distance, but it might have just been pathing that way anyway. No Thay, no Raiju based on the hunting speed, which means it's a Banshee or a Yurei. I'm not getting Banshee vibes. It's not giving me Banshee Whale or any of that stuff. So it could be, technically could be, and it could just be being a pain in the ass. I think it's just for the objectives and Banshees, but I'm still new, so I don't know. Well, the parabolic microphone is the whole purpose of that item is to be able to hear things from a distance. It's not to just like turn it on, go stand in a room, look down at the ground and get a thingy and then leave. Like you use the parabolic because it gives you an advantage of being able to hear far away. So the tier 1 has the ability to hear 20 meters away, and the tier 2 and tier 3 have 30 meters of range to hearing the ghost. And if you want a good prime example of what that looks like, let me start at the front door. Hold on, I can't hear shit. From where I'm standing right here, this spot right here, to the front door is roughly 20 meters. So with the tier 1 parabolic, you are able to hear that far away. With tier 2, tier 3, add 10 more meters to that. That's why it's useful on large maps. That is why. Loretta, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. If it's a Yurei, this ghost just sucks. If it's a Banshee, man, this ghost just sucks. They're not doing the things or the stuff. Motion sensed. Yeah, it's still here. You know, okay, thought. Let me get another smudge. I need to check for a yokai again. So what I'm hearing is it's a demon. I don't know. It's not feeling like a Yurei and it's not feeling like a Banshee. If it shuts the door when I walk up here, though, I might be a little upset. The ghost name is Katiana. I hear ya, HR chucking stuff. Oh, I have another smudge up here I forgot about. A-hole. There she goes. Not a yokai. I'd say that's pretty. That's pretty definitive. Affirmative. There's no shot that a ghost would hear that and then come over that way if it was a yokai. There's no way. I see you, little shit. You're a Banshee? Yeah, but like what a crap ghost. Where are the orbs? Where are the orbs? Where they at, bruh? You're still walking around a lot around here. Wait, was that there? No. I see the breath in here. Where's the orbs? You little sneaky shit. I just saw it. It's in there. Where's my crucifix? There. You little... Okay. So we have that door there, and that is it. That is the only way for us to check for our Yurei. Is that door right there. Was playing with a friend today at Sunny. Was acting like a spirit, but it was an Obombo. Oh my god, it was hunting constantly. Ghosties have just been acting weird, man. Could it be a perfectly aged Thay? No, the Thay can't speed up with line of sight. So even if we were a little bit curious if maybe we did something, like we were around the ghost enough to age it, no. Have I tested using motion sensors? I haven't sat around the first floor and tried to see if it would stalk me that way. I'm going to be forced to. Because at this point, it hasn't touched doors for me to check that way. Be nice to the ghostie. They're the reason I got a job. I mean, okay, but that's like saying you have to be nice to a murderer because like you go and investigate crime scenes. I don't think it works like that. Love the videos. I appreciate it, Shanna. Hey, you be nice to him. You have a job because of him. Hello, Mr. Dahmer. Nice to meet you. No. Thay doesn't speed up with line of sight? Correct. If your ghost speeds up with line of sight, you don't have a Thay. It's not touching doors. It's not being cooperative in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Let's try this. Oh, you little hooker. Get over here. Get over here. Get away from where I'm going. Go that way. Got your wife into the game. Let's go. I'll watch for a bed. I appreciate it. I hope you, well, it's awesome if you both play. I've met many a couple that play the game together and it's freaking awesome. Is it haunting? Yes. I can't hear shit. Shut up! Shut up! Okay, I hear it up there. Okay. Would you stop hunting, please? God damn it. Okay, you're done, right? Okay, groovy. It wants uppies. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I'm gonna try to hurry back here because I think the power was back here. Run, run, run as fast as you can. Got it. Go, 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 go. Oh, wrong one. Oh, shit. You ruined it. God damn it. All right. This is frustrating. Bruce discovered you. I'm a fan and I enjoy watching the vids. We play together with friends who also are a couple. Hey, it's it's constant chaos. That's the way it should be. That's what keeps it fun. You banshee piece of shit. Why? Not a single scream. Oh my God. If I find this parabolic and you scream the first second I pick it up, I am going to be so livid with you. Where is it? Where is it? Soiled it. Where are you, butthole? Not good enough. Do the roar. I'm giving you to the count of 3 to get your lion. It's probably going to scream. It's going to scream when I walk outside, walk back in, watch. You go outside, you go here, you do a 360, you walk back in, you do a curtsy, and... shit. 1, 2, 10. You dude, if you really are a banshee, this is rough. Oh my god. It won't do it. It won't do it. The ghost missed the cue. No, it's not about your DP. I'm not playing on professional. Yeah. And also, you can't tell if I have freezing or not unless I use the actual equipment, because you can't tell by just looking at breath. I'm on nightmare, so I only get 2 pieces of evidence. I'm not going to get a third. But what? Oh, I forgot to spit 3 times. Damn it. I knew we were forgetting something. How did we know it was a banshee? We walked all the way across the first floor. We sat motion sensors down. The ghost went all the way from the front living room all the way to me, and it stalked me. That's how we knew that it was a banshee. Not a single thing happened during that event, during that map, that made us think it was a banshee outside of that. What a butthole. 17 points. Eat my butt. All right, let's go to Willow. Gotta get the kiddos ready for bed. Good night, Bella. Thank you, friend. The point system's weird. No, the point system's fine. It's just you need to get, to really make it count, you need to get the objectives and get the ghosty. You really do need to get a little bit of horrifying. So that's what we're gonna do. Get a little bit of horrifying. You like jazz? Motion sensor, crucifix, and parabolic. Okay. 6 or lower. Oh, it's probably the multiplier, friend. You just need to play at high multiplier games is all. Yeah. Let's see. What music do you use for your stream? Because all the playlists I use get claimed. Oh, I use Monster Cat playlist that I created, that I curated. And I have a Monster Cat license, meaning I have the legal ability to use any of their music in any way that I want for any of my content. So that's why I always use Monster Cat. Downstairs hallway? Good playlist. We've added to it over the years. I think I saw that right there. I saw them screwdrivers, and there's my breath. Yeah, you're welcome. I love it. I've been using Monster Cat for ages. They're quacktastic. You use it to wake up too. Oh my god. I have an actual good question. Well, then what the hell were the other questions? So I had a Moro ignore me and go after my friend on Willow earlier, which confused the hell out of me. Explanation, I'd have to see the clip, because there could be many factors involved in that, why the ghost went after your friend and not you. But unless I see it, I can't know for sure. My girl hears the first notes of that first song and immediately knows you're streaming. Threat level midnight. Thank you for the 13 months, friend. All right, let's put this down there, that down there, that down there. We're going to take one of these because I looked in the mirror, which means I dropped my sanity a little bit. Save the playlist to Spotify 1 week later. I have my little list go there. Dude, there's a few in there that I listen to that I'm like, man, that's really old, like Rocket League stuff. But then there's a lot that I hear in there that I actually enjoy listening to thoroughly. I was standing in front of it and she was completely in a different room. Again, unless I see the clip, I can't just be like, this is what happened to you. I need to see the clip. Because again, there's many a factor that could have happened why that happened. Yeah. All right. I'll put that over there. We're using tier 2 dots. Oh, was there orbs? Did I miss it? We're using tier 2 just for the nests. Orbicals? Orbicals? Hey. Good spot. Good spot. Orbs. Precious. All right, more stuff. More stuff, more things. It's not weird from Warwick to do that. Again, I'll say again, without me seeing the clip, I can't judge what happened to you. Because there's so many factors involved. Yeah. When somebody tells me I was on Willow and I glitched through the floor, I'm like, oh shit, that's weird. That should never happen. There's no questions involved there. But when someone's like, so I was playing and then a ghost attacked my friend instead of attacking me, even though I was closer to the ghost, but I don't know about the angle of the ghost. It's like, see, there's so many things involved. I don't know. So if you ever have clips like that and you have questions about it, please feel free to post it into the server and I'll take a look for sure. No bugs, only features? You know. Pish posh. Pish posh. All right, we saw the Orbeez. Let's watch this for a second, see if we get some dudes. The book, I don't think it's been written in, but I can't tell. Let's see the body cam footage of the alleged ghost attack. Just how cool would that be, though? How cool would that be if you could recall footage and show it like that? That'd be so badass. Litky, thank you for getting merch. Especially if you were like, oh man, this crazy thing happened to me in this last game. And then you had the ability to go back and actually look at that footage or download it. Oh, that'd be so cool. Don't tell me it's another I don't know. What the hell? Just got to. What are you doing? Just got done watching some of the no evidence runs. Hey, let's go. Gingerfied, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Substanch. Just yesterday in Edgefield, the ghost wasn't hunting, but it looked like it was trapped standing in a decorative closet. I go up to it and just die. That's funny. That's why I record or stream when I play the game. Anything can happen. Right. Well, there was a big spell of a time where I had a button to be able to recall footage anytime I wanted. But then I realized it was really heavy on my computer at that point. Something like content warning. Yeah. All right. We're not getting any of that jazz. So let's do this instead. Wait. Yeah, it's fine. Wait, what did Rip say? Oh, the storm. Yeah, definitely stay safe, friend. For sure. All right. Juice is back on. Booball, what are you doing here? Okay. Does the stick have to be right between the boobaws? Did that have to happen? What the hell? Still no writing. All right. You touch any doors, huh? Not 100% sure how difficult recording in-game footage. Well, that is the reason why we don't have clips that show up whenever we do video recordings. Get over here. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? You sneaky bastard. Well, I still need to check for UV technically. Okay, let's go back upstairs. Advice someone returning but has decent knowledge of the old ghost to level up. Also, I play with my wife, but don't think she quite gets the game enough to play like Nightmare. We play professional when we do play. Any tips to get her maybe a better understanding? One of the best ways, it just depends on how someone takes in the information and what's good for them. If reading is a really good way for them to take in information, the unofficial cheat sheet is an awesome resource because then you can get a lot of information as you need it. You can drip feed it by reading each ghost. So phasmocheatsheet.com is one way to do it. Another way to do it, honestly, is just to watch more games. If it helps to watch games get played and then listen to someone explain what's happening to get a better understanding, that's helpful too. That's how I learned a bunch of stuff when I first got into the game. I would just watch a video about someone talking about their investigation, and then I would understand why they're making the certain decisions that they're making. And that helped me a lot. Got back-to-back mimics. Okay, no need to brag. Okay, no need to brag. Let's bring salt so we can check for that. Let's bring a smudge so I don't die. And then... I need motion sensor and parabolic. All right, let's do the easy one first. That's how you learn. That's typically how I would learn as well. It just was a lot easier to take the information in when I'm watching it getting used. Because someone on Willow doing an investigation and they have a Pulte, if I'm asking questions about Sunny Meadows and Mylings, it's not that useful for me but with what I'm watching, because it has nothing to do with this. But again, everyone takes in information differently. So, you know, respect. Context is really helpful, for sure. Hey, you're not a mimic, are you? That'd be really mean. I originally learned off some weirdo's YouTube shorts. like who would even post those? That's weird to begin with. All right, no freezings. I'll say no, probably no to the mimic. I'd spirit box, right? Or it's spirit box. Diane, Mare, Onryo, Yokai. Is there? No, I don't think there's a mimic. I don't think so. Doesn't appear to be that way. Let's go get the parabolic now, because I need that for an objective. I'm the same. Seen that being done. I just get, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. This random guy showed up on my For You page on TikTok talking about Phas, and I've been talking to him ever since. You might know him. Nah, he sounds stupid. The ghost name is Jazz Hands. I've got the smudge. We need the parabolic, and I'm gonna put a crucifix at the front door. You're hunting a me. All right, put that there. All right, let's get this. We'll wait here for this. I don't think I'm within hunting range, so I don't think it's gonna happen. I might be able to. Oh, are the light switches off downstairs? That I don't know. Y'all here for the Phas content? I'm just here for the Rocket League content. You see how dedicated. Toes hungry? Okay. You see how dedicated Song is? We play Rocket League for 1 hour every year here, and he stays here to wait for it. That's dedication. You can't make that up. Oh, wait a minute. Did I say Banshee? No. Oh, no. I don't know why I was thinking Banshee. Okay. Got the parabolic. So I can do Onryo test, Yokai test. Test for the mayor. Okay. Let's go downstairs. Rafa and I are cut from the same cloth. Yes, you guys are. Dying test. Well, that's going to be an easy one. That's just in the middle of a hunt. So the Diane's going to be super easy. Yokai won't be as tough either, because we can just use the front room. But the Mare and the Onryo, crossing them out is going to be super useful. So let's go try that. What up, Mattio? I've been burned by the Mare test. I don't trust it as much. I usually try to get it at least twice. Because just once, right, you could absolutely get fooled. All right, so you are walking around a lot out here, so we'll do that. That's for you. It's a gift. Flash, want to try an Onryo test? What What exactly do you think I'm doing? What was the name of the game you played a couple of weeks ago? With the the Blockbuster game. That was Retro Rewind. Yeah. Fantastic game. We were thinking about possibly switching over to it today. Obviously playing with fire. Well, you know. Listen, when in Rome, right? Yeah, there's also Rewind 99. We've just been hooked more on Retro Rewind than we have been on Rewind 99. I need to get back into both of them, honestly. All right, so it blew out one firelight and it said F you. Mayor can turn off light switch if you turn it on. I'm very well aware of that. Wait, are you feeding me this thinking I don't know that? I'm not saying I know everything, but just to assume I know nothing is kind of wild. How do you test for a mare? So the way to test for the mare is with its ability, where the mare can turn off a light switch immediately after you turn it on. Or what you can do is you can, if you have the advantage of having your sanity board, you can watch your sanity and figure it out if it's a mare as well, because the lights being on whenever you're near them. Well, let me just, okay. If the lights are off where the mare is, it can hunt you when your sanity is at 60. If the lights are on, then it can't hunt you unless you're 40. So if you're at 50%, if you're at 50 sanity and the lights are on and the ghost is not hunting you and mare's a possibility, it could be a mare. Seems to hit different. It does. I don't know. Again, it's just because it's more polished. I think that's the biggest reason why. Okay, we've had one blowout. Hey, Striker. There's number 2. How do you check in on the Twitch side, friend? Yeah, there's no check-ins on YouTube. We don't have access to that kind of stuff over there. How many badges? A few couple. Payballer. What difficulty are you playing on? Thank you for the biddies. Just joined at a great time for that bit. Isn't it great? It wakes you up. This ghost is being kind of lame. Trying a nightmare and you're trying to figure out if it's an Obambo. So the Obambo hunting speed is a big tell, because the slow Obambo, there's a slow and fast speed for the Obambo, right? And it changes every 2 minutes. The slow one is a little bit slower than the slow twin, and the fast one's a little bit faster than the fast twin. But without any line of sight, without the ghost knowing where you are at all, the Obambo can even change those speeds. It will change those speeds in the middle of a hunt after 2 minutes. Yeah. Will you play hard map today like prison? Probably not, because they don't have prison as an event map. Does the Obambo speed timer start the moment you open the front door? No, it starts after a minute. Is that an event or is that a hunt? Oh, it's a hunt. It's not yokai. Okay. So there's that. So you're saying there's a chance. So it came to me, the ghost was over there, and it came over to me when I hit the walkie, directly to me. That's not a yokai. It's not a die-in because the speed is normal. If it was within 10 meters of me, it would have slowed down unless I was moving. Then it would have been way faster, but that was normal speed the whole time. So now we're down to a mare or an onryo. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to let it hunt me, and then we're going to hit it with a smudge, and then we need to test for mare and onryo. Guessing mare. It probably is, but it's better to make sure. Again, we're on nightmare, so I can't see my sanity board. And the three light firelight test for the onryo is kind of busted. crawling again? What a sick little bastard. Has Mimic been rolled out? It definitely has not done anything to make us think it's a Mimic. I've tested for the evidence and I haven't got anything. No freezing. No UV. Alright, smudged. Alright, now we need to test for the Mare and for the Onryo. I say we go Mare. First test. All right, I did smudge it. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Says the guy who likes to get it twice. I'll roll the dice sometimes though. If I feel like I got it, I will just roll the dice and go with it. Let's go look for the bunnies. We'll go look for the jackalopes. Mare or mare? Yes. That was pretty fast. Just in case. Oh, you mean for the mare? I could do it again. Try if I got it twice, then it would be really definitive. Yeah. Do I remember a very specific name from the last stream? You think I remember every last name of everybody that comes into the stream? Why did you smudge after the hunt before testing? Because I didn't smudge the first time and I didn't want it to hunt me when I was doing the mare test. So I made sure that I knew the ghost was there and then I hit it with the incense. So I saw the motion sensor go off and I lit the incense right next to it. So I knew for a fact that it was cleansed. All right, nothing here. Boner in the toilet. Roger that. Hey, oh. Did I not hear one over here? Oh, there it is. You sick bastard. It's gonna hunt me now. Watch this shit. How do you identify hiding spots that aren't closets or lockers? Well, there's a hiding spot that happens over here sometimes where it's bins. So bins can be hiding spots. If you want to be 100% certain as to what spots are hiding spots, what you can do is if you go to the Phasmo cheat sheet, the unofficial Phasmo cheat sheet, you go to this, you go down to the map that you want to check. So like, let's say Willow for example. So you go to Willow and then we go to the map explorer. Now down here, I have official hiding spots, unofficial hiding spots, cursed objects, and 360 view. So if I'm just worried about the official hiding spots, this will show me exactly where they are. And it will show me what it looks like when they're blocked and when they're open. So when you walk in the front door, you have a hiding spot right here that are bins. And then when you go into the garage, you have this spot in the corner. You've got the bins right here. And then you've got the shelving that's right there. Yeah. And then you go to the boys' bedroom. You've got the bins in the box in the corner. Master bedroom, you've got the chair that's moved. In the basement hallway, you've got the trash cans. And then on the right storage, you've got all those boxes that block that spot there. Yeah. So there you go. But, oh, you heard a bunny in the garage? Okay. But yeah, so that's how you can know where official hiding spots are. Now, a really useful thing is unofficial hiding spots because these literally will not get blocked. And they are spots that are good in a pinch. Some are really good to where the ghost rarely will ever get you because it's all about pathing at that point and where it goes. So like this is a 4-star spot because the only way the ghost is ever going to get you here is if it just so happens to path around the truck and come over here and get you this way, right? 2-star, you got a 1-star down there. Again, they're just good in a pinch. This master bedroom spot is really, really good next to the desk because the chances of the ghost walking into the master bedroom, walking around the bed and going over here is very low. Very, very low. But yeah, so that's how. If you need to go to that website, phasmocheatsheet.com. We'll take you directly to it. And you can look at it on mobile or on desktop. Yeah. You telling me this guy has 3K hours? No, I have more than 3K hours. What about it? The desk is your go-to. I love that spot. The one over in the back, the master bedroom, I use it all the time. I love that spot too. There are certain spots I've gotten hit by I don't trust, and I don't hide there. Imagine needing 3K hours to get Prestige 20. Oh, side note, friends, this hasn't been like publicly talked about much, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say much about it. I just want you guys to be aware they're going to start really cracking down on cheaters and people that try to get people to pay for prestiges. Yeah, it's on the way. Makes my little heart happy. All right, let's go. Ah, that's where we heard one. People pay for prestiges? Yes, they do. Weird, I know, but they do it. How does that work? Somebody cheats in the game for them and gives them the prestiges. Is it pathetic? Yes. So, just side note, friends, here, you know what? Here's a good PSA for you. If you run into a lobby where that's happening, report the player in game. Instantly report the player in game. If you see, don't go out of your way necessarily to go to the lobbies where they say the title because they're morons and they're going to get banned and have to rebuy the game anyway. Fucking idiots. But what I'm saying is, if you run into one in the middle of a game, if you just so happen to, report them in game. It's going to be the easiest way for them to see them and get rid of them. Yeah. I paid for Prestige 20 because I work 5 16-hour shifts and I ain't got time to grind. But why do you need to be Prestige 20? What benefit is that to you? It doesn't make sense because it didn't provide you any knowledge of the game. It gave you shiny ID cards that you paid for with money, with dollars. I just can't back that. I think there's no excuse. There's no excuse you can tell me where I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. Hi, Leona. No point in prestiging, really? No, it's for bragging rights. Right, it's just to say, hey, I'm this prestige because I worked hard at the game and I play a lot. So if you pay for it, I don't have an answer. Yeah, levels and prestige do not matter. Absolutely. They don't mean shit. Levels used to mean something. Yeah, before they added the prestige system, levels did have a meaning because it really did mean that you played the game a lot. But ever since they added the prestige system, no, it doesn't matter anymore. It's really easy to cheese the game and get high levels and XP and all that stuff without having to know a lot about the game. It was cool getting over 9,000 before the prestige system. Yeah, there you go, Leona. I hope you're good, friend. All right, I'm okay with that. If I get mistaken and I get fooled and it's not a mare, then shame on me. If you're a prestige master, other players will think you're really good at the game, and then they can help. You can help them out when in reality you don't know anything. Yeah, I would take every level you see anybody that anybody has with a grain of salt. I don't care what level people are. I don't care. I have 20 pages in my journal of banned cheaters and Phas. Let's go. It just doesn't make sense. It's like playing Call of Duty and you're like, well, you know, I want to be Prestige 20, but I really don't want to spend the time doing it. So I'm going to pay someone to do it for me and cheat the game and then get it to me that way. Like, do you go around and say, like, I'm proud to be this level now or something? I don't understand. In Phas, there's literally no benefit. There's zero benefit to it. Yeah. The grind is the fun part. The grind is where you learn how to play the game. Yeah. Like, print out the badge and show it to friends at work. Look what I am. You're never going to believe it. It's just stupid. I don't understand. The permanent tier 3 unlock. I wish that we got stuff like that for prestiging. Yeah, okay, we're good. We thought we had a mare ability, and I really wanted to make sure we had a mare ability, but I was cool with just taking it and leaving. That's fine. It is what it is. What does the different tiers of sound recorder do? Well, funny enough, I think many would agree that the tier 2 sound recorder is worse than tier 1. I think that the tier 2 sound recorder is worse because the tier 1 gives you direction. And so does the tier 3. The tier 2 does not. The tier 2 gives you like a level that goes up and down if you're closer. So you have to guess really hard. The tier 1 has like a left and a right to guide you left and right to decide where to go. So it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why. I love the tier 2 because of the nostalgia. Love it. But as for use, I'd rather use tier 1 than tier 3. Wildest thing happened the other day. Cheater lobby. The friend of the cheater was AFK while the cheater was grinding the levels because you don't even have to ready up. The cheater just starts the game. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of software out there that allows them to do that shit. And the funny thing is that most of them don't even know anything about any kind of back end of it. All they do is just download something and hit buttons. Yeah. Can everyone agree that tier 3 smudge is the worst? I would agree with that. Yes. I would agree with you. Yes, I think the tier 3 smudge is the absolute worst. I don't have much time to play. I've managed to get to prestige 18 by doing higher multipliers. See, it's because you've learned how to play the game. Yeah. Doesn't make sense, man. Listen, if you did it, whatever, that's, you know, what it is. I definitely will never agree with it. Cheaters don't even care about the game. They only care about the money. But it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense why someone's like, I have to be prestige 20. Why? For what reason? What good is it for you to get there quickly? What good is it to go from prestige 1 to prestige 20 in a day? What benefit is that if you didn't do it yourself? What is there? All you've done is you've stolen your ability to grind your way up to that point to understand the game more. Shiny badge. Ooh. Ooh. Wait, we can spend money outside of the game? Oh, dude, we can buy all kinds of shit. Do they sell accounts? I don't know. Probably. But Flash, the higher tier, the prestige, the larger their appeal. Hey, listen. Hey. We have ads coming soon. I'm not going to go into the next one. We'll just wait until they happen and then we'll go for that. I paid hard for that badge. Prestige 1 and happy? And you should be. You get more badges. You unlock more. You know what you unlock? You unlock more loadout slots. Now what? That's what you got. Like, you basically were thieved. Absolutely thieved. Kasana's one of the best players. What makes him one of the best players, though? See, I think that's another thing. When people see people that are public figures that have viewership of any kind, I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about everybody in general. They see that and they go, oh, they're like one of the best in the game. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm not. Insim is not. Psycho's not. Tater, maybe up there. Tater's really good. But no, there are so many people that are a million times better at the game than all of us that don't stream. They don't make content. They just play the game. I will never, ever, ever think that any of us are the best. No. We know a lot about the game. Sure. Lots of people know a lot about the game. Do you think they'll add a mode where you can play as the ghost? No. Never. Nope. Nope. It turns a PvE game into a PvP, and they don't want to start that. I could never spend money on something I can get for free. It's a pretty good saying. How much longer are you on for? For a bit. Yeah. It's only 10:30 here. If you want to play as a ghost, go play the hunt. Yeah, there's other games where you can do that. But I'm going to tell you right now that it's just, those games are not going to be as successful. Phas is so good because it doesn't have that. In my opinion. I stink at Phas, but Call of Duty, I'm there kicking the butt. There you go. Because you've learned how to play the game and you're good at first-person shooter. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And like, there's people that will defend cheating even. I'm not saying that somebody paying for prestige is cheating, because they're not necessarily cheating, although they kind of are. They're definitely what is the word I'm looking for here? Guilty by association, because they are purposefully having someone cheat for them so they can get levels fast. So in a sense, you are cheating, but There are people that will cheat the game, literally download cheats for it, and then they will defend it, which is crazy. They're paying to cheat. They are. It's a ban. It is a bannable offense. Yeah. Is it the end of your world if your game gets banned? Probably not. But you were willing to pay for a free game, or you were willing to pay to get something you could have gotten for free. So I mean, I guess it would matter a bit for sure. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Dana, thank you for the 4 months. All right, we do have ads that are about to happen. I'm going to go ahead and run them, and then after we run them, then we'll continue. Okay, 3 minutes every hour, friends. 3 minutes every hour. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna sit in that ad. We're gonna sit at an ad screen. You get no sense of accomplishment. No, not at all. No, but it all in a sense, it shows what you think about a game if you're willing to do that. You don't really care. You just want a shiny badge to show other people to say, cool. I don't know. It's weird. Shouldn't really be hung up on it, but it's just weird. It's weird. I'd rather die a million times in this game than pay someone to do it for me. It's all about learning. I know. Off the night, working for the last day. Working my last day at my job tomorrow before I move. Dorito, good luck, friend. Oh my God. People cheat to flex. No, people, I don't even know if it's a flex. I don't even know it's to flex. People cheat for reactions. People cheat to get reactions from people. I mean, number one, you cheat because you're not good. So you cheat because you can't be good. And then you say, well, no, I'm really good. I just am bored. Then go play another fucking game. It's pretty simple. Weird. There's zero need. What's even the point to mod Phas anyways? Again, it's because they have nothing better to do. Because they can't be good at the game. So what they do is they mod the game to make themselves good at the game. Yeah, so that they know exactly where the ghost is. They know they can never die. All that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Love the puzzle. Me too. They want the bragging rights, but there is no bragging rights. What bragging rights is there to be had? You walk in and you know exactly what the ghost is, and you tell the people in your lobby that you know what the ghost is, and they're like, this person's obviously cheating. Wow, what a scumbag. Like, there's nothing to be had there. It masks the hidden fear that they have for the game. I think it just masks the hidden fear of everyone knowing they suck at video games. Do you think it's worth it to prestige? I do. If you want to challenge yourself, I definitely do think it's worth it, because it will automatically make you play tier 1 again, and then tier 2, and then tier 3. Despite my results, I assure you I don't cheat. Doc, we've questioned you since the beginning, but we've just kind of given up on trying to go after that, and we just let it go. Hi, Doc. But the tree is crooked. No, there's people that do that for the meme, and I think that's totally fine. People that do that for the meme, smell the grass. Oh, it's a this. It's just making fun of people that know the game a lot. But there are people that do that for content where they actually do cheat and then make clips of it and post it online. Weird. I miss Eric's videos. I know we all do. Close to prestige level. I didn't think I do like the challenge, so I'll be thinking about it. Yeah, I know people that are prestige 1 level 4,000 blah 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 because they don't want a prestige. There's nothing in the game that's making you prestige. That's the best part. I don't miss using tier 1. It's good to do every now and then, just as a nice like reminder. You know? Hey Nether, how the games? Games are good so far. Not too bad. We had a couple of stinkies, but they've been all right. I saw on TikTok there's a drop April 16th. Is that true? Yes, there is. And it's a specific channel. I forget what it's called, but they did announce it on Discord and on X and everywhere. Yeah, it's just for that day. And it's one channel you need to watch. So if there's anybody that has drops in their title or some shit that day, they're obviously lying. Yeah. Carrie, thank you for the 15 months. Yeah, I think the other part of it too, like if you want to cheat and you want to do it in solo and you don't want to do it in multiplayer and you just want to whatever, then who cares? Because nobody knows. It's just you. But if you do it in multiplayer and you try to just show off to other people, like, what a weirdo. What a scumbag weirdo. And if you're offended by it, it's because you are a scumbag weirdo. Only reason I wouldn't prestige immediately is to use the tier 3 stuff. Enjoy it. Absolutely. Yeah, because it happens fast. Once you get to the top of the tier 3 stuff, it's basically time to prestige again. So I can understand if you want to wait and hold off. Yeah. For sure. Mr. Doc. I hope you're good, sir. It's Galaxies. Isn't it Galaxy with an S? Galaxies shows or something like that. It's on X. They have it posted everywhere. For sure. Oh, Maple Lodge. I guess. All right, let's go to Maple. I guess. Galaxy show. Yeah, there you go. Sis and I just started. The tips on YouTube help so much. Let's go. I appreciate you coming over, friend. Thank you for the follow. Friends and I cycle, so we always have someone in the group. Yeah, that's a really good way of doing it too. Somebody that always has the top tier items, and then the others prestige and level up, and then you just cycle back and forth. Yeah. I yoinked the message Tom had the other day. That's how I remembered. Oh, about the card. Yeah. There's a really cool Galaxy card coming. If you guys haven't seen it yet, as a drop. Hold on, I'll pull up the Phas. I'll pull up the Phas stuff. Oh, Sneaky, thank you for tagging me in the clip. I'll look at that later, friend. I see you. I see you. It was this right here. So Phasmophobia will be a part of Galaxy's show on Twitch, taking place April 16th, 2026 at 8 p.m. BST. Watch the show to also earn the exclusive Astronomer ID card and badge Twitch drop. So it's this card right here. We are going to get the ability to earn this on the 16th, and it is the only time that we're going to get to earn this card. That is it. I don't know how long it lasts, like how long we have the ability to earn it, but 8 p.m. BST for however long the watch time is, and then until I don't know. But it looks awesome. It looks so good. All their ID cards are always so good. I love the work that they do with those. They definitely never miss that. Go follow them now and tell it to give you noties. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Or set an alarm on your phone to go to their Twitch page so that you can see all that stuff. But yeah, it's this. So twitch.tv/Galaxies show. Yeah. So a bunch of trailers. Phasmo's a part of this. I don't know what they're going to show. We're just assuming that this is going to have something to do with the player character update, but we don't know. It's hard to say. So I guess we will we'll see from there, yeah. We shall see. Mama Bear, thank you for the 5 months. Or the movie trailer. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I don't know if they would show movie trailers though. That would actually be pretty cool. That would be nice. New map, space station. It's like Jason all over again. All right. Is that Slendy out there? Ah, I see you, sneaky little mother. How does watching give you the badge? So there's Twitch drops. If you don't know what Twitch drops are, I would really recommend if you do. I don't think if we do have the command, it would be old. Oh, there we go. Nope, Mayor updated. Thank you, Mayor. So if you click on the Twitch drops link that I just posted in chat, it will give you an idea of what they are, how to get them, how to link it up, and all that. So all that information's in the chat. Did I update it to no drops happening right now? Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. I might have, maybe whenever I was doing my own drop stuff. I forget. All right, let's bring parabolic EMF. Let's bring this. Used to play so many games without the cheating problem, but we know the future is this more and more way to get advantage over others. I know. It's just separating yourself from the others is really all there is to it. It's the best thing we can do. Look out there. We got a Slendy. All the snow just melted and they're calling for up to a foot. Damn, we just did our mulch out in front of our house. Time to hit the old dusty trail, Mr. 420. Have a good one, friend. Thank you. It looks to be only a 2-hour stream. It's announced. Oh, it's announced on their. I just started lagging too. I just heard that. Falling. A 2-hour stream. Bro, the watch time better be like 30 minutes. Ooh, do I have hiding? Oh, it's blocked. It's over here somewhere. It yeeted the basketball. It yeeted the basketball. Holy shit. Oh my god. You little bastard. Is there a trailer for the Phas movie yet? No. Nah, we're waiting on it. It starts at 3 p.m. my time and I don't got work till 4. Like, that's a 2-hour stream. And 50 trailers. Like, you're telling me they're just going to go boom, boom, boom with no conversation in between them? Over 2 hours? That's literally like a 60-second trailer with 30 seconds of conversation followed by a 60-second trailer. I don't know. I guess we'll see how that goes. I need a thermo. I have no idea where it is over there. I don't know. Yeah, there's going to be a Phasmo movie. We haven't heard about it in some time, but there's going to be one. There's also going to be a board game that's releasing this year. It's like Cursed Jingle Bells. It basically is Cursed Jingle Bells in a way. Queen Brat, thank you for the 10 months. Where the hell you at, brah? I don't know. Let's just. Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. God damn it! Gonna have DLC for Prestiges. You mean to download more Prestiges? I did hear that that's all the rage. Unsalted, welcome in. Hello, friend. Thank you for the follow. Ah, you are here, you little piece of pig crap. Found me from Facebook Reels. Squirrel's wife, can I tell you that might be the first time that I've ever heard that? Ever since I started cross-posting to Facebook, that might be the first time I heard someone say, hey, I found you from Facebook. Welcome in, friend. Hello. I filed their Twitch so I can get the live noti. That's really the way to go. Yeah, it's smart. I need to do the same thing. Just follow them, turn on the notification bell so that way you know whenever they're going live so you don't miss the drop. Yeah. But Squirrel's wife, hello. How are you? How goes it? Why are you using tier 2 instead of tier 3? Because we switched them over for the event so that way I could just instantly check a nest. What noise did I just hear? What the hell? Who are we following for the badge? It's the Galaxy Show. I can I'll get the link after this and I'll put it in chat. Go. Wait. It's a Joe sighting. Oh, do we have dots? You down here with Mama? I thought I heard a noise. It was because it was Mrs. Flash and Joe. Mrs. Flash and Joe. You're very furry. I know. She's like a Muppet. She's legit like a Muppet. She has a haircut scheduled for Tuesday. She's going to be unrecognizable. I know. I know. Where's your mom? Where is she? I don't know. You hear mom? Go get mama. Go get mom. Go get her. Go get mom. Okay. I knew I heard something. Oh, you little crawly bastard. Thank you. I saw that. I saw people say we had dots. Thank you. She's so furry. She gets so furry so fast. She looks just like that dog in Bleasdale. Crazy. Who'da thunk it? All right, let's take this. Let's take this. Let's take this. I don't know what my sanity is like, so we're gonna just in case measures. Hey, Nafertari, thank you for the 3 months. Spoon, thank you for the biddy. Appreciate you. All right, let's go. Puppies are the best. They're pretty damn great. Pretty damn great. FlashForce, wait. No, I have a FlashForce Facebook account song. That's what they're talking about. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? I can see everybody experiencing the lag for sure. Oh, you sneaky devil. Look how high. How did you even reach that, you little prick? Look at that handprint. What? It like jumped and like slapped 5. Banshee, Goryo, Bombo, Phantom. All right. We have not seen the dots in person, have we? Oh my God, this lag is bad. That's a high five. What if I go in here, separate myself from the room? I think I just saw it in person. I think I just luckily looked down and saw that in person. I don't think it's a Goryo. Must have a pretty high vertical. They jumped from the game table. You saw it in person as well? Okay. I just wanted to verify that I'm not the only one that saw that. Banshee, Obambo, Phantom. Well, you don't feel like you're stalking, but oh my God, game. I haven't even turned the power on yet. We haven't needed to. Right, Slendy? He gets it. Yeah, on Facebook, I'm almost to 1,000 followers on that account. I'm getting real close. Hold on, I'm gonna go check it right now. Ceiling crawler? Could be. Can a phantom dot be seen on a video camera? Yes. Let's see. I'm at 974. Yeah, I had a few posts over there that did really, really well, which was kind of just crazy to me. How to use the Ouija board in Monkey Paw, because when I use it, I ask Josephine, ma'am, hey, I know you're in here trying to cause trouble. She's looking for beans. She's looking for beans. Probably ones that have been thrown at me. She's right here. Maybe you need puppy beans. She gets greenies. She gets all kinds of stuff. Can you pet that dog? No. I don't know what she's doing. She has a little chair back here, but she's not sitting on it. Should be fine. 982. Hey, let's go. Can we see the dog? Well, she was just up here, but she's roaming around right now. If you want to see her, if you go to Bleasdale and you go to the tea room, and then on the right wall, the second set of plates on the wall, you'll see Josie in the middle. Yeah. Let's see. We need motion sensors in this. We're checking for Banshee / Phantom. And then I need an EMF, and I need to go find the power. Grab her plate every time. I appreciate you. Well, I say the right wall when you walk into the tea room, I guess. Like, I'm imagining when you open the doors. So if you open, like if you walk in the front door and you make a left, and then you're staring at the double doors. You open the double doors, then you have the laundry in front of you with the power box location, and then you have the right wall. I guess that's how I think about it. All right, let's put this here. Let's put this here. Put this here. Maybe you should show us. I could show you. Yeah. Yeah. One of the best visitors, just like the kid was. She's still roaming around? No. Wait. Go. Hey. She's behind the desk. Ma'am? You. Hey, go that way. Hey. Why are you looking for trouble? Little weenie. Does Josie have a Facebook or an Insta? No, she does not. I could always investigate that, though. Is she a pup or an older doggo? No, she's like 4. Yeah. Okay. What was I doing? Ah, the EMF. We'll grab the EMF. We'll grab a smudge, and I'll grab a second smudge just in case it decides to hunt. We're going to put the EMF over here so we can check. She's just a baby. Put that down. Get this and go find the power. Holy lag back. Oh, hey, it's right here. Oh, my lucky stars. I'm not looking for trouble. Eats another bean, eats another bean, eats another bean. They're the ones that my wife gets from the thing and then she throws them at me. Dude, this is rough. I'm getting a feeling this is neither a phantom or a banshee and that we have an Obambo. Let's get a parabolic microphone while we're at it. She's hunting ghosts of her own. Pets do have the power to see the paranormal. Yeah, but she has the power to see beans. Spicy bean? No, she doesn't throw spicy beans at me. No. No, the starburst ones. To be fair, I'd throw beans at you too. What the hell? What did I do? All right, we'll sit here for a minute. Again, I have a strong feeling this is an Obambo with the fact that it doesn't feel like it's tried to stalk us at all. So we could just force a hunt and then see that way. She's making sure they don't get stuck between your toes. Oh. She's being helpful. You're eating some right now? Oh, they're so good. Got done with the D&D session, tried to be intimidating, but my voice is too soft. That's okay. It just takes time and efforts. Hey. Poor Josie. Oh, yeah. No, I would never do that. It's like the kids. Like, I would never accidentally give them a spicy bean. Like, that'd be cruel. Have you planned to play Resident Evil again? I'm not sure. You know what I really want to... Well, what I thought about doing? I actually thought about going back and playing, like, the original. Because on Steam, they released the first 3. They released Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. I was like, Forewarned, I would love to get a group of friends together and play that because I haven't played in a long time. Yeah, I think that I would love to do that. It's just a matter of time and getting the group together. That's all. Forewarned, it's a long game, but man, it's terrifying. And that's what makes it so good. Any advice for YouTube? For content that gets views? Well, I mean, that's a pretty loaded question, saying, what content do I post to get views? It's not just about the content. Okay, that's 2 necks broken. It's a very loaded question because it depends on what your end goal is. Advice for new fast players: take it slow, do the training, learn what the equipment does. Don't rush out of amateur. Stay with it until you feel comfortable to move. Oh, look, it's Emery. I'm convinced that Emery has something set up for all streamers where whenever the word forewarned is said, what? That Emery just pops up into the stream, or it just like opens a tab. Emery, you rang. She can sense it. I think she can. I think she can. Emery, do you still play Forewarned? Like, would you say often? Love it so much? I know you do. You love that game more than anyone I know. It's like the alert Olive gets when people say Olive. Olive? You mean like Olive? Like whenever she has a tab and they say Olive? You mean like Olive, Olive, Olive? Yeah. No, I'm a cozy player now. Okay. Yeah, you were hell-bent to play that game every minute, every day. You want to be a successful YouTuber and make it a full-time career. Okay. What kind of content do you want to post? Poor Olive when you had the Olive sodas. Oh my God. I don't know if I still have one or not. There's no shot in hell this ghost is a Banshee or a Phantom. If this is not a Phantom, then this game is jacked and I don't know what to do. Let's go find the curse object and use it. I think that's our new mission. I always think I want to do social media, but I hate being perceived. Ooh, interesting. I mean, fair enough. Games. What kind of games? See, like it's an endless tunnel, man. Holy shit. I would love to look left and right without it freaking out. Oh, the event makes it so laggy. Damn, what is it? User box? It might be the Ouija board or something. I haven't seen it yet. Binge watching PewDiePie play horror games. Those are the days. I do remember watching a few of his horror game videos. I've seen way more of his non-horror game than I have horror. What though? Well, actually, watch it be the mirror, which was literally next to me. Nira, thank you for the follow. Future DSX, welcome in. Hello. Oh my God, I want to walk 2 feet without it lagging. Son of a bitch. I think it... Wait. Oh no. Nobody saw the monkey paw, right? Mother effer. It was in here the whole time. Oh, I knew it. Hi, Toe, I'll be back for you. Hold on. We're coming. I'm sorry. Gosh dang it. Oh, hey, look, a mirror. I wonder where the ghost is. It's sort of a fever dream, social media and content. Talk myself, a streamer talks to their chat. Oh, there you go. Horror games, story games, adventure games, just mini games in general, and try it. So variety content. I mean, you have to understand just from general practice how difficult it's going to be to get into that. If you're just going straight variety and just playing what you want, especially if you're aiming for YouTube, the problem you're going to run into is that YouTube is not going to know where to serve your videos. So if you play Minecraft and the next day you play Forewarned, and then the day after that you're playing Ocarina of Time, Zelda, and then the next day you're doing something, like, it's not going to know where to send. Oh, hey, it's hunting. Oh, hey, it's faster than normal. That's weird. It's almost like we knew what it was. Hi, Mr. Chingus. How are you, sir? Back to the shadows until the game is mentioned again. YouTube loves a good niche. YouTube loves to know where to send you as a viewer. For sure. Does that mean that you can't be variety? No. There's plenty of people that are successful variety creators. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of work. That's an Obombo. I've spent too much time in this map. Get me out. Get me out of here. Trez, thank you for the follow. I'm not even going to worry about going to find the damn jackalopes, doing the rest of that stuff. I'm out of there. Deuces. The Facebook videos have been helping you learn the game. Oh, Nira, I appreciate you. That is awesome.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
How do you even realize it's hunting like that? I saw the gate shut. I saw the gate shut and the non-stop blinking of the light, and I could hear the tiny little bones shaking. Yeah. I seen it. Hope you're getting ghost fun booty what booty touches? I'm not touching no booties. What the hell? See you, Mattio. Have a good one. What's up, Dayton? Oh, Bombo's the most boring in my opinion. No, I wouldn't say it's the most boring, but some of them can be for sure. Absolutely. I like to focus on one game and like some other suggested ones. So you don't want to do variety. You do just want to stick to one. What game? Again, like when you are more pinpointed about what you want to do, how you want to treat it, what you want the videos to be like this, that, it's a lot easier to get to your goals than it is just to say, I want to play games and make videos. Okay, well, that's easy. You just hit record, post your videos. What's the problem with that? Shades are boring by design. Amen, they are. Yeah. Coda Tango want to get that doll for you? I have yet to see the doll move. Nope. I have yet to see it move. The video that I got tagged in of the doll being like around the corner was creepy AF. Macy girl, thank you for the gifted to Pitch Black. I tagged you in the post. I did see that. Yes, thank you. I haven't looked at the clip yet, but I saw you tagged me. I appreciate it. Path of Titans and Phasmophobia. Okay, why those two? Bye again, Mattio. I'd give my whole kidney to never have a shade again. What the hell? Give your whole kidney? What the fuck? I had the doll pull a Pam backbreaker on my second playthrough. I have yet to have that doll move. When does the 2 times end? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's a week after it started. Yeah, 2 very wildly different games. Correct. Nobody has Twitch drops, Rick. Nobody does. On the 7th? Okay, so you guys have 4 days. Thank you, Mr. Chingus. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Only really had the doll giggle at me, but I think one time the ghost chucked her at me. Oh my God, can you imagine? The doll being able to run or something would be insane. I think that should exist. The fact that the only thing that it really does is just move randomly, spawn in different places. Like, oh man, I think you could really give people some heart attacks. For sure. Nix, thank you for the 2 months. I should really prestige, but why? You know, Chingus, I did hear there's services out there that can help you with that. First Grafton was the doll room and they were active. Oh yeah, the Grafton one I've had a bunch. For sure. I'm going to make a business that's half funeral home and half Italian restaurant, calling it Pasta Way. The hell's wrong with y'all? My disconnect screen is gone since I got the new PC. I haven't gotten it back yet. They're enjoyable and kind of popular. Well, I would really recommend my straightforward suggestion for you when it comes to posting is to just start posting. Because if you're posting nothing, then you have 0 chance. But if you're posting something, there's always a chance. And I think the more you post, the better you're going to get. I would just try to start on a strong foot. I would have like 3 or 4 videos ready to rock, however you want them to be. If they're just you playing the game and talking over them, if they're educational videos and you're describing things that's over top of footage, whatever it may be. But posting nothing gets you nowhere. Posting something is always a possibility. So I would just go for it. Love watching the videos. I'm curious. Still slightly new. What's the best way to test for an Onryo? One of the better ways to test for an Onryo, honestly, because the whole Onryo ability thing's kind of jacked up. If you can get the ghost to blow out the same firelight twice in 20 seconds, it's an Onryo. Like in less than 20 seconds. So there is a cooldown on a firelight on let's just say a lantern. So you said you're kind of new, so I'll show you. Okay, or not. Why does it look so that's weird. Okay, anyway, so no matter which one it is, all three of them, if the ghost blows out, let's say it blows out this lantern, right? It blows out the lantern. I light it again. If it blows out the lantern again, the same lantern in less than 20 seconds, it's an Onryo because it's the only one that can avoid that 20-second cooldown. Yeah. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, of course. Always. I think to say like, how do I post videos that are going to get a lot of views is a pipe dream. It's just, I don't know. It's not the way to go about it. I mean, you need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to not worry about getting the most amount of views when you're started. You will get better. And as you grow an audience, you will get more views. It's inevitable. If you continue and you try your best, if you are just in it for views and money, you are going to hate it. It's going to turn into a job and you are never going to do it again. You need to enjoy what you're doing. It's like, to me, it's like streaming. If you stream just for money, if you do that just for financial, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. It's going to drain you every day because it is like a job. I understand that, yes, people go full time. I totally understand. And it is like a job because you can do really well. It's just, I forget who said it earlier today that I was watching that I heard a clip from. I think it was Neil deGrasse. I think he said, you should have a career doing something you would do for free. Because by making it a career, you never feel like you're working. So finding something you love, like when someone says find something you love, that's what they mean. Would you do this for free just because you love doing it? If the answer is yes, and you can make a career out of it, it's not a bad gig. Yeah. Future DSX, thank you for the prime. Them, thank you for the prime. Thank you, friends. Yeah, if you love what you do, never work a day in your life. Right. And I would absolutely say it's true. People ask me all the time if I ever feel burnt out from content, from streaming, whatever. Never. No, I never do. Do I find it hard at times? Yes, because there's a balance game. My wife, my children, my family, like all that stuff will obviously always take precedence. It will always be number one. But I try to find ways to make it work whenever it's hard, when it's tough. I found 2 things I can do for free. Go ahead, Mr. Chinggis. We will wait. Go ahead, sir. What would those be? I love my job, but I ain't doing this shit for free. Fair. If you're good at what you do, you shouldn't have to do it for free. Correct. Especially if you're like an artist or something like that. Like you should not be doing that for free. He needs 5 minutes. Oh my God. PB farts in your office for free. Oh my God. That's so funny. I mostly enjoy content and have fun. Don't focus mostly. Wait. And don't focus mostly on having fun than views. Yeah, just honestly, again, focus on getting better at what you do. If you are posting videos and you're watching the videos back and you're feeling a certain way about them, then you should change them. You should improve it. I do like that I do like that take from Mr. Beast, where he was like, you should, every time you post a video, you should be trying to improve it a little bit every single time. Every single time, a little bit, a little something. Tweak a little something. Even if it's not necessarily perceived from a viewer's like point of view to be better. If you look at it and say, I like that better, I enjoyed that more, I would go for it. Good night, controller. Have a good one, friend. Are you extroverted or introverted? I am a extroverted introvert. Yep. I will hide in my cave until the end of days. However, if I'm in a public place, I have no problem talking to people. Yeah. I'm an artist. I do it for free, working on finding the niche where I say I'm not passionate, but also able to get financial support from it. Fair. Yeah. I mean, whenever I was starting with video, like I had it in my mind, like if I'm going to grow my portfolio, I need to do some stuff for free so I can grow my portfolio and then show people and try to get work from it. So you can't just come out the gate going, I'm going to charge this much money because people say you make that much money. That's not how it works. That's not how business works. Lady of the Night, thank you for the prime. Hero, thank you for the biddies, friend. Yeah. You got to grow your portfolio first, man. People have to know what they're buying. Find friends, find family that you can do stuff for. Do it for them, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning, whether it's art, whether it's whatever, and then build your portfolio and then use that to get other jobs. Bye, Momo. I call myself a shy extrovert. I enjoy being around other people, but I'm bad at talking. See? Everybody's different. We're all different. Very fair. Very, very fair. Bitter chocolate, hello. How are you? All right, let's go back. Let's go to Tangles. Oh, how much have I completed? Let's quit this. Hold on. Let's quit this. What do I think about myself as a person? What do you mean? What do I think about what? My ending? No, not yet. No, not yet. Traveling next week for 3 weeks, at least 1 week. Oh, I mean, that sounds fun. Growing a portfolio was like half of my courses for my associates. Yeah, I can answer that for you. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here, Mr. Chingus.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
This guy.
There have been new reports of a cursed
All right,
object
capture
nearby.
photo, firelight, and
This must be
crucifix.
the reason Dr. Ghost was summoned here. Take a
Oh,
look.
I could just hear it. I could literally hear it out loud. I could hear the text. Oh yeah, I'll show her after this. Yeah. Hi. I run an aquarium maintenance and exporting, importing exotic fish. Oh shit, that's pretty cool. No, DSX, you're fine. If I miss questions, there's typically somebody in the chat that'll catch it and try to answer. Answer as much as I can. How often does a Pulte do a Pulte bomb? I don't know if there's science behind that or not. I think it's very dependent on the situation, because if it doesn't have the ability to Pulte bomb because there's not enough items to Pulte bomb, then it won't. You know what I mean? It has to have at least 2 or more items. Did I hear something to my right? Ah, I did. You shrowing stuff? Eh? Oh, did you touch this door? The big bunny on a blood moon. I don't know. Have I seen the big bunny on the blood moon? The Pulte hates you. Advice whenever you're trying to get the Pulte bomb, I would put multiple little piles of like 3 or 4 items instead of doing one large one to up your chances of getting it happening. That's just my advice. I've got that in there already. I need to actually check the temps a little bit better than what I did. I was playing with my buddy and we got 3 games back to back, all being Mare and Tanglewood. Oh shit. That's always fun. Any Gorbs, Bartrain? Alright, not that I can tell. We'll just place that there for now. Oh shit, there's a freaking bunny. God damn it. Don't you dare. You piece of shit. I knew it was going to do it. It could barely see it. Oh, now the speed of the ghost is going to be different. Jeez. Jeez, what up, homie? Thank you for the subs. God dang it. Oh my God. Jeez, thank you so much for the subs, homie. Appreciate you. Had to ban you a 20% increased speed on Nels. It was not fun trying to run away from it. God dang it. Yeah, so the bunny jumped at me, meaning that the ghost is going to be 10 faster. Oh yeah, we saw the boner jam. Oh, 100%. Speed is going to be plus 10. My sanity dropped by 10 by having that little jerk jump into my face. All right, we'll do this, and we'll do this. It is touching a bunch of stuff. No such thing as better soda as long as Dr. Pepper is an option. I wouldn't agree with that, just because I don't like to drink too much caffeine. Do I have any other pet? No, just Josie. Josie is the only pet that we got. A little doggo. I have not had a golden bunny. Nope. Not a single one. All right, power is on. Is there a reason it's really cold in here too? Listen, you can be angry and sad all you want. I'm trying to be a little bit on the healthier side and watching my brain because I get migraines and headaches very easily. So by lowering my caffeine intake, it has somewhat helped with that. Why is it super cold in both of these rooms? What the fuck? Okay, it's 2 degrees here. There we go. Was that the fridge? Where are you?
Here.
Oh, are you here?
So what?
Where are you?
I'm far from there.
Are you here?
Far from there.
Caffeine makes it worse? Absolutely. Yeah, if you over caffeinate yourself, you can absolutely get headaches and migraines. Yeah. For sure. I used to drink an energy drink every single day. But I'm also prone to headaches and migraines, so it's not really helping me much. It's also really awful for your blood pressure. Let's do that. I only have spirit box, I think. I think so. But again, I'm not a medical professional. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, but my body tells me, hey, knock it off. So I did. Listen, if it's going to stop me from getting as many headaches and migraines, I will eat or drink whatever the hell I have to. Gotta learn from him. Spent too much time in the tub and now, oh no. Apocalypse. What the hell? Why do you use tier 2 smudge instead of tier 3? Because tier 3 stops the ghost in its place. Tier 2 will slow it down, but you can still get away. You quit all caffeine back then? Damn. I still like coffee in the morning. If something has too much caffeine in it, makes you sick. Yeah. Fair. We're pretty convinced that that Surge and oh god, what was the infrared Nintendo the you know what I'm talking about? Jolt. Never drank Jolt. No, Surge. You drink it all day. I drink 1 or 2. 1 or 2 cups usually. Oh, Code Red Mountain Dew. Man, I haven't heard that in so long. Damn. It's been forever since I heard about Code Red. Drink it in the morning and at night. Yeah, I drink some at night too. The Virtual Boy. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think Virtual Boy and Surge are the reason that I'm prone to migraines. All right, listen here, you little butthead. I'm going to bring in a smudge. I got fear in my toes. I drink tea and I drink too much black tea at a time. Oh, it makes you sleepy. Pepsi Blue? Oh, hell yeah. It's sort of like Pepsi Blue is kind of like Mountain Dew. The Blue Mountain Dew. It made me feel worse. You bitch. Sorry. Oh, that's right. It's over here. Let's just pick up the bone. Have it. Oh, was it Voltage? Was that the blue one? I don't remember. I mix up all the names. You got timed out on YouTube for talking about Dr. Pepper? Were you repeating a message over and over again? Because I have a strong feeling that that was probably the case. Mountain Dew did go wild. This is very true. Hey, what's up, Queso? Welcome in, man. Or Trevor, or whatever. Why'd the ghost just stop doing everything? Okay, so this is your room. It was definitely 2 degrees in here. We have spirit box. That's literally it. Where are you? Are you here? Oh shit. I have no idea where that hunted from. Signs point to no. It is not in there. You definitely would think no, right? But the temperatures say yes. Okay, you're moving, right? Where'd you move to? It was so quiet. Wandering ghost? I mean, but it's not even wandering to me. Boat garage. I think I need motion sensors. Yeah. Myling, maybe. It was really, really quiet. Let's bring in a crucifix, a second smudge, and one of these. Well, we know we're within hunting range, so careful, SpongeBob. Maybe it doesn't like you. I mean, it probably doesn't like me. That's fair. I'd say fair and more than likely. Let's bring this. Let's bring more and more. Okay. Okay. Do all ghosts wander? Yeah, they do. All right. Oh, I forgot Norm. You right. You right. Norman. Welcome to Jurassic Park. We need to find out where it's hunting from. What the shit? Oh, there was a rope. Okay. Let's wait here for a second and see where it hunts from. It's obviously not here. Norman's cute. He's pretty badass. We do like ourselves a Norm. Jack, thank you for the follow. Allie, welcome in. Did you just see an abused Norm? That sick son of a bitch. Gorillaz wander. Yeah, they do, just not very far. Every ghost wandered. It's just roams. It's just that the Gorilla will roam a shorter distance than the other ghosts. Are you done yet? All right, you're finished. All right, so you came from in there. There's our breath. What the hell kind of... What kind of move is this? Listen here, you little cretin. Revenge for Norm. What in the hell? We haven't heard it slower yet, right? Have I seen the giant bunny? Oh, yeah. For sure. You're done, right? Yeah? Okay. It's not the same speed each time. Oh, you sick mother father. Sounded normal? Well, it's definitely not normal because we did have a bunny earlier, unfortunately, which sucked. But if it is twinage, EMF or freezing. What the hell? Hey, gamer. How are you, friend? All right, so we'll take this sewing kit. Where, oh, where is my thermonermer? It's by the front door, isn't it? Thermonermer. How do you get better at by identifying the ghost by blinks? Practice. Go home. I'm like watching that other motion sensor from here. Go away. That's not going away. Okay, there you go. It's back in the room now. Oh, come on. What? It got down to 1.0. Ain't that some shit? Do I have a smudge? Okay, I do. Thank God. Never saw the Obake handprint? 5 months? Damn. What in the... I thought 1.0 meant it was more likely freezing. No, it has to be 0.9 or lower. 1.0 is the lowest that a normal ghost can get temperature-wise. If it's 0.9 or lower, you know it's freezing because normal ghosts can't go below 1. Oh, you know what? Get smudged, idiot. Get smudged. How about that? Bought us at least 90 seconds. All right. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. I was like, what in the hell? It just played with the dog toy. Okay. Give me this. Where are you? Are you here? Did it leave? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
Not far from their hut.
Are you here? You suck. So much butt. Calvin, thank you for the 12 months, friendo. Mormon Slays, thank you for the gifted. The faint squeak of a dog toy. Yeah, that's what I heard. All right, give me both of these. We've got one of literally everything in there. It's about to start hunting here soon. I don't even know. It's not giving me the things. If this is twins, I'm not getting a fiber. And I'm not getting freezing. You thought the squeak was your chicken nuggies. What the hell? Fart ball. Hey, what's up, Freddy? Just in case. I'm watching these. Okay, it's there. There. It's there. Dude, you suck. Oh, thank you. Possibly a mare. Maybe. I should have a light on so I can know when it's done. But the problem is, it doesn't have to be a mare. Like, regular ghosts can do that. Oh, you sick shit. I thought it started hunting and I couldn't hear it. What I should do? I should try my luck in finding another rabbit. It would probably fail, but let's try. Watch, it's gonna jump at me. I just made it faster. That's 2 jumping at me. That's 2. A little a-hole. Absolute a-hole. Okay, you're back in this room. Got a book in there. We've got that in there. We've literally got everything in there. Ay caramba. Alright, I snoozed the ads just in case. Give me this. Give me this. I've already got that in there. Give me this. Give me this. Whatever the second evidence is, it just is not having it. It's not in the mood. I think this might be a mare. Oh, it put Norm to sleep. I think I have a smudge left. Hey King, what's up? How are you? One last little burrito. Seconds. Yeah, it's about to hunt. I'd say more than likely about to hunt. Wonder how long the writing's been there. Not that long, because we didn't have the writing book there for very long. Does the dresser by the horse in the nursery count as a hiding spot? A natural hiding spot, yes. Yes. It's in the basement now. What am I supposed to do? Hey Dizzle, what's up? How are you? How do I like the event maps? They're good. They just have to fix a bunch of the shit that's wrong. Events are the same. Yeah, it's just obviously we didn't have the event on Tanglewood last year. I'm okay. I'm not dealing with this. It is now gone from like the kitchen to the hallway to master bedroom, back to hallway to the basement to the. We're going there and leaving. It's been the same speed the entire time. It's twice. We got hit by the bunnies. It's burst with lights twice. We're going for that. Yep. If you prestige at level 200, do you get 2 prestiges? No, you get 1. Yep. So any levels that you get past the
Welcome back.
prestige point, so past 100, are just null and void if you're going to prestige anyway. Yeah. What a stinky dude. Absolute stinky. All right, I'm sitting at 55.6. Not bad. All right, that is probably gonna be my last hunt, friends. I think that's gonna be the last one. Is there any reason not to prestige if you don't want to lose your items or your money? Yeah. The benefit really is ID cards, eventually cosmetics, but yeah. Yeah. Could make up its mind. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Would the mayor change preferred room because the light's on? Yeah, but the lights weren't on. You can encourage the mayor to leave the room and change rooms if the lights are on, but the lights were never on, which is why it was super weird. Super weird. All right, I'm going to end it over on the tubes and the kicks so that way we can find someone to go raid to on the Twitch. Thank you, friends, for hanging out today. I appreciate you. Let's go find a friend. But I hope that everyone has awesome plans for the weekend. If you're going to do Easter things, I hope you have an awesome freaking Easter. If you have kiddos, if you have a good meal planned, whatever it may be. I hope all the things are awesome, friends. I hope they're all awesome. Let's go find someone to say hi to. Shall we? Yeah, we were going to switch it up today, and I was going to do like half Phas and then switch it up, but I think we might save that for either Sunday or another day. Yeah, I wanted to try to get more points to go towards the trophy so I can upgrade the trophy. Yeah. Send a star. Thank you for the follow, man. Tyler, thank you for the follow. No idea what you're going to do for Easter? Just chill, man. Just chill. Retro next time? Yeah, maybe. Definitely a possibility. All right, let's take a look. Gamer fan, thank you for the subs, friendo. Thank you. All right, let's see who is live. Oh, that's where we'll go. All right, I got it. Okay. I know where we're going to go. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you, friends. No, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. If you guys are here and this is your first time possible, you don't know about some of the other stuffs we have. If you're not in the Discord already, the Discord links are in chat. Thank you. Tika, thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Oh, we did it the daily. Oh, I didn't even see it. Yeah, we can switch back over. Yeah. Here, we'll just do it like this. We'll just do it like this. I'll try and do it quickly because we have ads that are trying to play and I'm trying to knock them out or try to get away from them, basically. Morch. All right, let's quickly do this. I do have another snooze in my back pocket. So that buys me enough time to be able to do this. So we can do this. We got this. Ooh, by the way, remember we talked about Guess the Ghost and how I said I might have like a little something to give people when they're the winner? That might be complete. And if there's anybody in here that is a part of the Patreon that might be a part of the Chaos Crew, we might also be working on some stuff for that as well. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Yeah. All right, let me do this. It's going to take me a minute. I'll snooze that just to make sure we don't lose time. It's going to take me a second to enter in all the information because that's what they do. Spiffy, we're trying, man. We're trying. Log in, auth, blah, 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 blah. That should be correct. Yes, please. All right. It's going to pop up in chat. And once it does, then you guys can enter. There it is. All right. Exclamation point enter. And you guys could win a FlashForce pint glass. You could win a pint glass. You could win this guy for all your thirsty needs. I love this glass. I need to order a couple more so I have them just in my back pocket ready to go just in case. I've been using the same one over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, listen. Listen. I don't know why it censors that, okay? I can't explain it. I don't know why. There's nothing I can do about it, all right? Thank you, Supa. Have a good one, friend. Oh, caramba. Twitch be twitching. Oh, Twitch is probably having a problem, having a stroke. What a pain in the Nocturne. Let's go. GG's. Enjoy, friendo. Enjoy. All right. Apparently all my stuff is also having a stroke. Ay, caramba. Steffi, thank you for the 2 months. What is happening? Why is it not playing? Okay. Why is it all so delayed? What is going on? It's freaking out, man. Ay, caramba. All right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Oh, what I was saying. Okay, so if you're the Discord link is in chat, so that way if you guys need to stay updated about when I go live, the rest of my socials are there, friends. I go live everywhere. I post literally everywhere, all the things. If you want to check out some other amazing content creators, our Midnight Society is there. Also, the Patreon is there. I had posted recently my quick highlight video of PAX East, and I also posted an image of my retro room that I'm working on. Those are both there, and anybody can see those. It doesn't matter what tier you are. Yeah. So stuff and things. And I'm planning a game night soon. We have the viewer games coming soon. We have all kinds of stuff coming soon. All kinds of stuff. All right. I do know where we're going to go though. So let's get the stuff ready. If you're a follower, that one's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. Creepy tier 3s, you've got yours. Thank you, Macy. Appreciate you. Yeah, DSX. Have a good one. Thank you, friend. I know where we're gonna go. Song is creepy still. Yeah, but we appreciate him. Grizzly Bear, welcome in, dude. All right. Look, I know a hype train is running, and I appreciate it so much that it decided to happen now. But we're gonna push it on down the road. Okay. We're gonna push it on down the road. All right. One of my lovely, amazing friends is streaming right now. He is streaming Phasmo. He's been live for a bit. He's been live for like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how long he's going to go, but we're going to go to say hi to him. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. We'll be back on probably not Sunday, probably Monday. I'd say I might stream on Sunday. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay. I will keep you guys posted. I will let you know. As of right now, it's scheduled, but there's a possibility I'm not going to be streaming. So I will let you guys know. I love you all. Thank you for all the support you guys give. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the bits. You guys are amazing. I love you all. Bye.